sequence. Engage.
As you should.
First thing
As
Belt
you should.
says. Belt is still souped up on coffee.
Live.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello! Welcome to Arcavios Eternal, a D&D show where a bunch of millennials live out our ultimate fantasy of going to college for free. I am Ralph, your dungeon master, and these are my lovely players.
Live.
Do we want to introduce ourselves again at the start of every stream, or just our names are there. Does it really matter?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Emery,
I'm ready for my close-up.
Okay, we don't even know which shoulders you're out. That's just what that's worked out.
Yeah. All right. Well, Emery, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Emery, and today I have the pleasure of playing Belt.
Perfect. And Declan.
I am Declan, and I play Cole.
Short and simple.
Like
Love it. Dahi.
I'm Dahi. And I'm playing Carberry.
And last but not least, Jake.
I'm Jake. Bry. Sorry.
I like how you did the
Apology
thing as if you had
accepted from
right
Cole.
hair.
That's probably the first apology you're going to hear from Jake, and the only one in the session when he starts playing right.
That's
nasty
true.
boy.
As is his right. But yeah,
I'm
this is our
Jake.
Strixhaven Dungeons & Dragons stream, and last week you met all of our wonderful players and their wonderful characters as they got their first orientation at the College of Strixhaven, the premier magical college on the world of Arcavios. And they had a wonderful time. They did a scavenger hunt, and they found a bunch of items. They did a bit of jamming. They had a great old time. Then they got attacked by a mimic, and some people got smelly, and then they got some coffee, and then they were alerted to the fact that the opening ceremony of Strixhaven would be commencing soon, and everyone started filing out of the Firejolt Cafe and to go see what all the fuss was about. And all of you guys are still in the cafe. So what would you like to do?
Bry has a little sip of his fancy coffee out of his big paws.
I guess Zenith's kind of not really he's just a bit nervous now about the whole opening ceremony and the looming possibility of a party. So he's going to be just nervously playing with his astrolabe.
Has a little sip of his fancy coffee out of his big paws.
In public?
In public, yeah. He's going to be...
Spectacular. But as a couple of students pass, some of the first years, some that you recognize, Belt, the elf individual Cataras, who accidentally almost spilled their coffee on you. Like, oh, are you guys going to the you guys going to see the ceremony? There's gonna be a bunch of shows of magic and stuff. It seems really cool.
Yeah, I think we will. Are we going, guys?
Now else to do?
I guess we should go.
Perfect. So as you guys you kind of follow the stream of students that are exiting Firejolt Cafe and towards the central open grassy area that is in the Archway Commons. You can see that there's a large crowd has formed around what you guess is like some sort of stage or podium of some kind. And let me scroll back down to where I have all of this written. So you guys see there's a large stage. There's a big crowd around it as all the first years that have gathered around here. And this looks like to be the grand showcase of the talents and magics that each of the colleges have to offer. So above the buzz and chatter, the familiar voice of Professor Sharkbeak rings out.
Wow.
First year students. You can see she's flying Sharp Beak.
Stop trying to make Sharp Beak happen.
How many times will I have to say it? She is flying overhead, and her voice rings out, magically enhanced so that all can hear. You have traveled far and wide, and we would all like to formally welcome each and every one of you to Strixhaven. And then there's a plume of red smoke on the stage, and the smoke settles, and you can see a male Loxodon student. Loxodon is obviously elephant folk, and he is dressed in the Lorehold uniform, which is the red and whites. And he raises a hand, flicks a wrist, and curtains are lifted, and you see two large statues, each side of him. And with the flick of his wrist, the statues are filled with this glowing white light, and the statues start to move. They start to like shift and animate, and they quickly start to battle each other, as if they were age-old enemies. One has a big spear, the other one has a large sword and shield, and they duck and dive and weave around each other in a dance. And you can see the whole time this Lorehold student has a big scroll floating in front of him, and you can see he's studying this historical battle that appears to be unfolding in front of him. And the battle finally comes to an end when one of the statue's spears punctures the form of the other one, and the point of entry explodes in a blinding flash of white light. And the light fades, and you can see the statues are frozen in their final moments of battle. And the Lorehold student takes a bow, and you hear a voice overhead that says, "Lorehold, leave no stone unturned." And you can see the Loxodon student starts to make his way off stage. But, is Emery still there?
It closed for some reason, and I'm trying to get back in.
Brian
Okay, that's
was
fine. As long as you can still
hypnotized by the combat, and when it explodes, it's like, oh my god, break another one.
Well, you don't wait long, as you can see the statues. The white light that fades with them is replaced by this red light, and you can see inside them they start to glow with this fiery kind of magma,
by the combat.
aura,
And when it explodes, it's like, oh my
they
god,
both explode
break
in
another
a
one.
plume of
Break
fire
another one.
and electricity. And you can see two students have burst out of these two statues, both dressed in red and blue robes, clearly Prismari students. And as they jump out of the rubble of statues, they start to dance. They're spinning and pirouetting across the stage, ribbons of ice and water trailing after their hands and feet. And they start to rise into the air as if suspended by string, but this is pure magic. And they rise and rise, still dancing and swirling. And then with a swift, they both in unison dive towards the stage and crash with an impact of fire, thunder, and lightning and ice. It's just a maelstrom of elements as the impact shakes the stage and the ground underneath your feet. And they land in almost like a superhero pose, like a superhero landing, but a bow. And they take a graceful bow, and you hear the voice again yell out, "Prismari, express yourself with the elements." And the two dancers depart from the stage, but the smoke and flames still linger on the stage until they start to swirl and turn into a blue mist, like a bright cerulean. And it starts to swirl, and you see geometric patterns start to form inside it. And then with a whoop, you see a portal open in the middle of the stage, and a young girl steps onto the stage from wherever you can only guess. And she's short, big puffy hair, dark skin, big glasses, and she just is smiling sweetly. And then she takes one step to the side, and she leaves a copy of herself where she was once standing. And she does this again and again and again across the stage, making multiples and images of herself. as she goes, each one blinking and smiling. And once there's and the stage is quickly filled with these duplicates, each one kind of shimmering a little bit, almost like a hologram. But then each one pulls a ribbon out of their hair, tosses it into the air, and these ribbons all start to crisscross and weave together and form patterns and mathematical fractals, and they start to spiral and spin, and they form a spiraling, coiling snake in the air made of these geometric ribbons, and it spins and spins and spins faster than your eyes can track, and then it explodes outwards, and Emery has made it back.
I could hear that whole thing, you just couldn't see me.
Oh, perfect.
The spell of the session.
The geometric pattern and the spiraling snake explodes outwards in a scattering of like lines and fractals and patterns, and each of these duplicates that this girl conjured wink out of existence, and all that's left is her standing on the stage and smiling. She gives a bow and steps into another portal and vanishes from your sight. And a voice rings out overhead again.
No, I just think Cole leans down to Belt.
Yeah,
and
with
just be like,
the final.
right, no, but
Quandrix, math is magic. And Cole, what were you doing?
Cole was just going to be down to Belt and just say, not even that dragon can make math entertaining.
Yeah, I know. Math is for fucking nerds.
Or rather, Zenith just kind of looks
and
over.
There's a brief pause on stage. The stage is quiet for a moment, but then two more students walk up. One dressed in robes and another one dressed in black. And the one in white starts to sing. It's a piercingly high alto that just carries across the entire crowd. It's just a single note, and you can see the other student in black is muttering and starting to twist and form inky globules in one hand. And as the other student is singing, starts to bombard the singer with like daggers of inky blackness and spitting insults and expletives at them, trying to pierce the aura of light and singing that this other student has created around them. And they start to kind of, it's not quite it's more like a mixture between a battle and a debate. They are both kind of tossing around words and sounds from their mouths, invoking both light and darkness on either side. And they combat both verbally and magically in greater intensity. And eventually the stage is filled with one side being radiant beams of light and the other side being complete inky darkness. And they meet in the middle, and there's another blinding flash of light, and they both meet in the middle of the stage and extend a hand and shake, having resolved their debates. And you hear the voice above cry, "Silver Quill, sharp style, sharper wit." And the two students leave the stage, and the crowd goes. But as the students are leaving, the wooden bottom of the stage, it starts to bulge upwards and break as a giant flower emerges from underneath the stage. Big red and orange petals, and it starts to unfold, and out steps a Witherbloom student, an orc. And as he steps out, he caresses the side of the flower, and you can see immediately upon touch, black veins spike outwards, and he starts to, and the flower starts to wither, and he's pulling the life essence out of the organism and is holding it in the other hand. And as he does, he raises it, and the splintered wood age start to rise and coil, and they form a deer that starts to prance around the stage. And big antlers from a deer skull centered at the top, and it bows its head and starts to charge at this student. But he whips out a vial and another hand, and he yanks this life essence that he's granted it out of the creature as it tumbles to the ground, and the skull clatters at his feet. And he bottles and corks the life essence, and he pulls up the deer skull as the voice rings overhead. Witherbloom, get your hands dirty. And with that, he gives a gracious bow and leaves the stage. And the opening ceremony of Strixhaven has come to an end with that final display of magic.
I think the get your hands
And all the
dirty
students
is
are like,
best.
wow, that was so cool.
That was a little terrifying,
Yeah.
don't you think?
Bry's
my
kind of
question was-
uncharacteristically quiet.
Did he bring out a vial and then another hand, or did he just have two hands?
Yeah,
Two
dude.
hands. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, with necromancy, you never know.
There was a lot going on, yeah.
He just pulled.
Bride's
extra
kind of
hand.
uncharacteristically quiet.
And at this point, Professor Sharpbeak flies down, her wings beating, and lands in front of the stage in front of all of you. And she addresses the first years. And she encourages you all to go explore the central campus. There are tours going on for all the other campuses around Strixhaven. And she advises you all to not party too hard, as you guys all have class in the morning. But yeah, you guys you've free run of the campus for the remainder of the day. So what would you like to do?
Where is the party that we've been invited to?
The party, the pamphlet that Rosamifenbip had given you earlier, it says that it does take place in the Archway Commons. It's similar area, probably one of the. You don't see like a party area set up. It's still it's like mid-afternoon. The pamphlet does say that the party is at the 9th hour.
Yeah, we've got a few hours before we can party with Rosie Miff and Bip. That's fine.
We could always partake in the library.
Oh. No,
Or
I thought that maybe I'd just
something
go and
else?
unpack my stuff. I mean, we've only got about, what does that make it? Like maybe 5 hours till the party? That's not very long.
Do you not have people to do that for you?
I wish. Apparently there's not enough room to house staff.
No, I thought that maybe
Well, I
I'd just
suppose
go and
I'll
unpack my
I can
stuff.
unpack my stuff.
I mean,
it'll take me all of probably
We've
5
only
minutes.
got about,
I
what
guess.
does that make it? Like
Oh, didn't you
maybe
need to
5
borrow
hours
some-
till the party? That's not very long.
You were going to borrow some clothes for the party, weren't you? You can come with me if you want. I'll just see what I've got.
I wish.
Yeah, perhaps.
Apparently there's
Yes.
not enough room to house staff.
And I live that way anyway, so I'm kind of going there.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
What side? What side? You folks live
Oh,
on?
didn't you need to borrow some... You were going
It's
to
in
borrow
the
some
West
clothes for the
Campus.
party, weren't you? You can come with me if you
Is
want.
it the
I'll
West
see what I've
Campus?
got.
Yes, it's the West Campus.
Yeah, what belt said? The West Campus.
So I don't think Cole and I have been confirmed where we're staying. Are we staying in the West Campus?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You guys left your stuff in your dorm rooms in the West Campus very early this
okay.
morning.
Oh, well, that's a lovely coincidence. We're around there too. Perhaps we should all
Yeah,
Go
what Bell
together?
said, the West Campus.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Why not a family outing, eh? Sounds grand.
Perfect.
I know you're being deeply sarcastic, but Bell is like, yes.
Colin's already walking. He's just walking. He's he's just walking.
Towards the dorms, or just
Just away.
away?
I mean, it happens to be in the
Why
direction
not
of the
family
dorms, but
outing,
he's
eh?
like, nope. And
Sounds grand.
Cole,
Anyone
wait
else
up.
be walking away, but
Truck
actually
answer.
walking that direction.
Yeah. So as you guys make your way across the Archway Commons, you make your way actually to what appears to be another group. A big crowd has formed, and you can hear the sounds of magic. You hear it, and you hear chanting and chattering, and there appears to be some sort of there's something going on.
Can
You're
I,
not
like,
quite sure, but it's like this one of the
Fly
open
up a
grassy
little bit
areas.
above people's heads to get a better look at what's going on.
Yeah. With just a quick beat of your wings, you get a better view. You see that there's a large circle has formed around what appears to be 4 dueling students. You see one blue, one red, and then another one dressed in white and black, and another one in black and green.
Guys, it's a fight.
They appear to be
fight.
Yeah.
Brian makes a beeline for it.
Yeah, and as you get closer,
doing something
somebody
fun.
like overhears you guys talking. You hear, oh, you don't know? The twin heroes are dueling some 4th years. So you get a better view, and as you get closer, it's not like a tight crowd. You're able to see what's going on, and
Brian
obviously
makes
has a good bird's eye view. But it's obvious who
Finally,
they
this
mean
goal's
by
doing
twins
something fun.
as you get closer. The individuals who are dressed in blue and red. You see in red a young blonde woman with energy and electricity crackling on one hand and it coursing through her hair, and an almost identical male dressed in blue, and you can see one of his legs is completely covered in ice. And they are they're dueling a silver quill and a witherbloom student. And apparently, as somebody says, you hear them murmur in the crowds. They're 4th years. And they are you can see these twins. They're moving in complete harmony, as if of one mind. They're both dodging and weaving any of the attacks that the 4th years are tossing at them. But the Silver Quill and Quandrix, the Witherbloom 4th years, they are on the defensive. You can see the Silver Quill student has got like a big swirling shield of ink, and the Witherbloom student is kind of like riding like vines around the ground to like try and just dodge all of the like arcs of electricity and blasts of ice that are just shooting from these 2 students. And you can see the male twin. He looks over his shoulder to his sister and he calls, "Rowan, let's try it again." And the girl doesn't even look at him. And as they both move in complete unison, and they weave the exact same spell, ice and lightning, and they summon a spiraling lance that just absolutely rockets towards the 2 students, and it absolutely shatters both of their shields and defenses. And there's a big crack, as like almost like a peal of thunder or like a boulder cracking. You're not quite sure, but it is loud. Your ears are ringing as you can see that the 2 4th years have been knocked on their asses, like completely like twitching and paralyzed, but also like freezing from this combo attack that is absolutely decimated them. And the crowd goes wild. You can hear the students going, "Kenrith, Kenrith, Kenrith," and the 2 students appear to be just absolutely soaking in the victory. And you see the girl is just like, "Yeah!" And there appears to be what appears to have been your first witnessing a wizard duel.
You said that they were the twin. What did you call them? The twin
heroes.
Twin heroes. Would Belt put a connection together with certain information that he's been given?
Make a history check.
I was also
-1.
I was also going to say, has
13.
Zenith, I forgot my character's name. Would Zenith have read about twin heroes of Strixhaven, having read about Strixhaven before coming here?
Zenith, no, you would not have heard anything from your little home in Heavenfell. But Belt, having an older sister who is a 2nd year, you would have heard that the attack last year on Strixhaven was foiled by a pair of twin students, only 1st years at the time, and they have since risen to fame within the college as heroes of the college. Liana is not a huge fan of them. She thinks they're up their own. I
gather
shit.
Gesture for everybody to come closer to me, and I'm like, right,
Mm-hmm.
so those 2 there who just absolutely wrecked the 4th year shit, they like saved a bunch of people last year when the statue we saw in the fucking library of all the kids who had died.
Yes.
These 2 saved everybody, and
Oh, these are the 2 first years that are responsible for all those dead kids. And Cole just points at the 2.
I don't think that's what he's saying, but
over the crowd and stuff. Any loud declaration that Cole might be making is drowned out.
Oh, no,
but
no.
you can
They're
see
super cool. My bitch of a sister hates them, so I think they're great.
And your sister's name is?
We can go into it later.
Yeah, but the crowd makes you see the crowd dissipates, and you can see the students make their own off to do their own thing, but you guys you're pretty close to the West dormitories now.
Are the twin students, are they wearing any college colors?
Yeah, they both seem to be dressed vaguely in Prismari colors, but you can see they're both, one's dressed mostly in red.
Are they
one's dressed
still
mostly in
around?
Okay,
blue.
cool.
No, they seem to have gone off with some of their friends. They're just kind of.
I feel like they're going to be
they're-
crowded by a bunch of like people and like whisked away
They're hot. They're
to the
hot
cool party.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna say, come to the cool party.
Brian's
don't
kind of
see
like
it.
daydreaming a little, looking down at like the rings on his fingers.
Yeah,
He's
his paws.
Just what?
Yeah, well, I don't know, I hadn't read much about it, but is dueling on campus
Bry's kind of
a,
like
a thing? Are
daydreaming
you
a little
allowed?
bit.
Is
looking down
Yeah,
at
I
like
think so.
the rings on
People
his
do it all the
finger.
time.
Fingers.
is it sanctioned? Is it safe?
Hmm.
These people could have been seriously hurt.
I mean, we're in a magical school, so
But yeah,
Seriously, only magic.
You did notice that the fourth year noticed that the fourth year students were assisted and healed by people
Okay,
nearby
fine.
that were back. It was like kind of medical bay on hand.
Like the whole idea of like people fighting each other like for no reason other than to like duel each other with magic has Zenith like a little
It's
bit
only
like
magic.
panicky.
Oh,
He's like, okay, perhaps I'll just avoid those kinds of confrontations.
no, it's fine. If you do, we can just beat the shit out of the other people.
Let's go to the dormitories,
Okay.
perhaps.
yeah. So you guys make your way quickly. It's just like 2 buildings over to get to the West dormitories. And Brian Belt, you head to where your dormitories are. Declan, you, Cole, and Zenith also appear to be heading in the same direction. It's the same building, same corridor actually, and then the 4 of you stop outside the 2 rooms opposite each other on the hall. And Cole, you look into the room you left your luggage in. There's these trunks, stacks and stacks of trunks, and like. And the penny might be starting to drop a little bit that who your roommate might be.
Smells
And,
like you might
Zenith
make a
and
bit of a
Belts, you
mistake.
both-
Enjoy the whiff.
Cole farts like full on, just
on
like
demand.
literally. He's desperately trying to make himself fart.
Bry's already in there.
Can I give you bardic inspiration to help you?
Smells like you might have made a bit of a mistake.
Might not want to try too hard.
Enjoy the whiff.
Oh well, a shart's as good as anything. So
We'll make it happen.
Yeah, as you engage your core
Bry's
and
already
trying
in
to push one out, Bri, you can start unpacking your things. Zenith and Belt, you both appear to be sharing a room.
Sick.
And yeah,
Nice.
See,
yeah, you
Let's
can
unpack our
unpack,
shit.
get your things.
It will not take long.
I can help. Don't worry.
It's really just this, and like I point towards my bags. It's literally one like medium-sized bag and my satchel. That's all I brought.
It's alright. We can get more stuff later.
I'm fine. I'm accustomed to living light. Always have, probably always will. Not much need for material things in the temple life I've found.
Material girl.
Well, not as
I
the
don't
case
want
may be.
Chanel 9 boots.
So Bri has been like tearing out his trunks and stuff like that, opening a couple of them. and then just kind of does like a little sort of moderately volumed roar and goes, Zenith, come here.
You hear a roar from across the hall, and your name being called.
Well, all of my stuff is pretty much unpacked. Like,
So
I
Brian's been,
basically
like,
just
tearing
took
out
some
his,
stuff and put them aside. Like
trunks and stuff
I
like that,
didn't
opening a
take
couple of them,
So I'm just gonna head
and
over.
then just kind of does like a little sort of moderately
Calls,
volumed roar.
roars,
Oh,
Zenith,
yeah, about
beckons.
half an hour ago. Alright, so I've, that pile there, all the kind of stuff I'm not going to wear, I don't think. I brought it just in case, but it's kind of like, you know, designers from maybe the kind of stuff people aren't really wearing in the city. So you can take anything from that if you want. That one
I just
on
started,
top
like, picking
might...
stuff
yeah,
up
about half an hour
and
ago.
like
Alright,
checking,
so
like, the sizes
I've,
are gonna be completely wrong.
that pile there,
Sure.
it's all the kind of stuff
Friends
I'm
do
not
each
wearing,
other's
I don't think.
favours,
I brought
right?
it just in case, but it's kind of like, you know,
So you can
designers
kind of,
from maybe a few years
owe
ago.
me a
The
favour.
kind of stuff people aren't really wearing in the
You're
city.
clever, aren't you?
Well,
So you can take anything from that if you want.
I suppose
that
I'll have a look. I might just go as I am, to be honest.
Oh, friends do each other favours. So I'll do you this favour, and then you can owe me one. And then he
do
like
each
sort of
other's
roots
favours,
through it,
right?
and then he picks something out that maybe might have been a scarf
So you
on
can kind
him,
of,
but might be more
owe
like
me
a
a
kind
favour.
of shawl
You're clever, aren't
on
you?
Zenith. And it's kind of like a
Sure.
dark material, probably like by a magic designer or something. Small glass beads kind of shift across it.
No,
Like,
friends do each other favours.
and he's just
So
kinda
I'll do
like,
you this
you could
favour,
have
and then you
that.
can owe me one. And then he like sort of roots
I don't
through
think
it,
I'd
and he
want
sees
that in-
something out that maybe
Zenith
might have been a
sees like
scarf on
the
him
glittering
that
pattern
might
like
be more
across
like
it, and
the kind of
immediately like reaches
shawl
for it and
on
takes it. It's like,
Zenith. And it's kind of like
I
a
like
dark
this
material,
one.
probably like by a magic
a lot,
designer
'cause
or
I've
something.
got
Small
another
glass
four
beads
of
kind of
those in
shift across it,
shades.
like. And he's just kind of like, you could have that.
I'll take a look. These are
I don't think I'd
quite
want that.
lovely.
I mean,
Yes, these will do. These will do. So Zenith is used to like making do with like cloth,
A lot,
like
'cause
old
I've
pieces of
got
cloth
another
and stuff, and
4 of
fashioning
those
them
in
into
different
like
shades.
wearable clothes. The monks with their robes do it all the time. So I'm going to take like a bunch of the cloth pieces and take them. The scarves that are probably massive and like designer.
Massive designer scarves.
I'm going to add that to my inventory.
like magically woven fabrics and
Perfect.
something that seems like really expensive, and you're just kind of chucking them around like they're odd socks.
Zenith kind of like sees you like
Yeah,
throwing them.
yeah,
It's like
absolutely.
it's like catching them very like precariously, and it's like, thank you, Bri.
You're welcome.
These will do well. Do you need help
Like
unpacking
magically
stuff?
woven fabrics
Oh,
and
I'll be
shit.
fine.
Something that seems like
So
really
save-
expensive
save
and just
your
kind of
favour.
chucking them around like they're odd socks.
I mean, we're
Thank you,
Um,
Zenith.
sure. Cole, and I just like nod
You're
and I walk
welcome.
away, very awkwardly.
Cole's been watching this the whole time.
No, I'll be fine.
Just kind of like
Save-
watching
save
Bri
your
kind of
favour.
unpack boxes and Zenith and the favors.
Thank you,
whatnot. Hasn't unpacked yet. Again, much like Zenith, Cole doesn't have a whole lot. In fact, he came with a suitcase and a satchel. The suitcase being the heavier of two things. And kind of seeing Zenith leave the room, Cole's gonna duck under the bed, take the suitcase out and prop it up on one side, and unclasp, open it, and just there's a sound of rattling. There's dust, and there's an earthy smell as dirt and muck from the garden. He just pours it right out onto the bed. Just starts literally just kind of wafting it up into the air, like kind of the dust and stuff like that. It's really good for you. The mud is actually really good for your pores. So
I feel
favor.
like Zenith is seeing this as like he's walking out. He's just like, oh, just like okay.
So, friend, favor, later. And Cole just lies back onto the bed.
Perfect. Belt, have you unpacked?
Yeah, I think as Z comes back in, Belt has like put up a poster of like some underground musician
Yes.
on the wall. Has like unpack. They've not got like a huge amount of stuff. Certainly not compared to Bry, but like certainly more than Cole and Zenith. So they're just kind of like going through, taking all their shit out. And as Zenith comes back in, he goes like, "Oh, I like your scarves."
Yes. I believe I'm wearing them to the party tonight.
Oh, cool. Is it like a whole scenario?
I mean, and like Zenith walks over to his bed and like lays it down, and he like starts like fashioning the scarves into like basically like a tunic. He takes like two of the darkest colored ones and like kind of knots them together and like fashions them into like a tunic. Very quick, easy like thing that he's seen done 100 times. And he's like, I'm thinking this. Is this okay?
Yeah, I like it. It's good. Do you want a belt? I mean, like an actual belt, not me.
Zenith immediately bursts out laughing. Just is floored. He's just like,
Eat it as a
we
joke.
already have one. You're a hoot.
Belt joins Zenith in laughing.
Our room is just two idiots just cackling each other.
Perfect. So you guys are you're unpacked. You are free to go about and tour all the campuses for the afternoon. Whether you do or not doesn't matter, because we are going to fast forward right up until about evening time. Sun is about to set, and you've gotten your tours. You've gotten a few more little bits and bobs. You've seen a bit more of Strixhaven, but now it is time to prepare yourselves for the party that you've been invited to.
Okay.
So
I have a thing. Belt, this is the first party that Belt has ever gone to that isn't like a sophisticated soiree of like his parents and music and blah 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 blah. So he has gone full like cut off jean short shorts. I don't know if Owlin wear boots, but he's wearing combat boots. And like jean vest, jean jacket vibe, and I think maybe just like open so you could see like his chest and stuff.
Perfect. We've got slutty punk rock. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Oh, and he changes his hair color a little bit. To do what was
Perfect.
the Prismari colors?
Red and blue. Perfect. Yeah. You can see a couple of in the dorm. You can see a couple of other students are kind of getting ready and hanging out as well down the corridor. So it seems like a lot of people have been invited to the little get together this evening.
Rosie Biff and Bip has some contacts.
Maybe not so much context as she just threw the pamphlet at every person is dressed in gray uniform that you could see. Yeah, gotta respect the hustle. But yeah, so if you guys are all ready, you can make your way over to the Archway Commons. Bry, or what
I imagine Bry is maybe looking a lot neater than he did earlier in the day. Like the mane is maybe kind of slightly oiled, very neatly kind of like pushed back onto his head, wearing a robe that is very, very tightly tailored, very clearly made for him, for his body, that fits very closely.
I imagine
quite
Bry
open in the
is,
chest,
maybe
a
looking
long
a lot
robe
neater
down to
than
the
he did
ankle.
earlier in the day.
And
like
I picture that maybe it
kind
is
of
pitch
slightly
black.
oiled,
There
very
is
neatly,
nothing
kind of,
there,
like,
so
pushed
clearly
back
a kind of
onto his head,
advanced,
wearing a robe that
enhanced,
is
like
very,
magical black.
Vanta
Yeah, like
black?
Vanta
tightly
black.
tailored,
Like,
like very
So
clearly made
the,
Sued by
for
Enish
his
Kapoor.
body that fits very
so it's
closely.
almost featureless.
quite
The parts of
open
his
chest,
body that it
a long
covers,
robe
it just
down to
turns
the
them into
ankles,
like a kind of
and
black
I picture
silhouette.
that maybe it is pitch
Arms
black,
out, obviously.
as if there was nothing there.
Yeah,
so
of course.
clearly a kind of advanced,
Yeah, dope.
enhanced,
Does
like
Cole
magical
change anything
black.
up about
Yeah,
it?
like Vanta
Yeah.
black. So the
I'm gonna need the room for like 5
so
minutes.
it's almost
if that's
featureless, and the
what
parts
you
of his
look-
body that it covers.
Boss is
it
just like
turns
fixing
them
some
into like a
piercings.
kind of
Like,
black
have you like, mate?
silhouette.
I'm just about to head out anyway.
Arms out, obviously.
Great. Let me get the door for you. And Cole is just gonna press himself up out of the bed and open the door and kind of half gingerly bow.
Why, thank you. That's the first time you've treated me the way I
Boss
deserve
is
to
just
be
like
treated
fixing
since
some
I got here,
piercings.
Cole.
Like, you can have your light, mate. I'm just about to head out anyway.
You know what? And Cole is just gonna slap Bry on the back, not hard, but just kind of a slap on the back. I'm sorry.
Good.
Why, thank you. That's the first time you've treated me the way I deserve to be treated since I
Cole
got here,
wipes
Cole.
the dirt from his hand on Bry's back. And Cole is going to go over to the little dresser and the satchel, and he's going to take out just a few little bits and pieces that he has.
Good.
Things like small
And he
bits and
leaves the
pieces
room.
that he got from his sisters and the gardener before he left, and small tiny sliver of mirror. And he's going to cast Druidcraft on himself to make a silver and navy lily just kind of blossom in his hair. And he's just going to take a deep breath. You got it. And he's going to walk out.
Cool. Yeah. I don't know if Bry waited for you, but I'm sure Zenith and Cole are waiting for you outside.
Definitely. All right. Oh, I like Lily.
Thanks.
Perfect. So you guys, Bry, you're probably a bit ahead of everyone else.
I say
stomping
now,
your
as
way over
I've
to the
like
party.
thought of this in my head as well, I certainly do think that there is a very kind of like high thigh Angelina Jolie cut in this robe, and there's like a very large quad occasionally swinging out of it as he walks.
Wonderful.
I feel like I know I described Zenith slightly before.
I say now, as I've like
but he's
thought
not
this
going
in
to be
my
wearing
head as well. I
anything on
certainly
top
do
underneath
think
it,
that there is a very kind of
just
like
the
high
shawl
thigh Angelina
and
Jolie cut in this
his
robe,
black pants,
and there's like a
or
very
navy
large
pants.
quad.
And he's going to have his
occasionally
hair like
swinging out of
normally
it
it's like
as he
messy,
walks.
half up, half down. So it's going to be a little bit tidier, half up, half down, with a silver hairpin in it.
Wonderful. So you guys all make your way over to the across the Archway Commons, and you can see there has been almost like a pavilion set up since you were last there. Big white tent, and you can see there's like floating globes of magical light around the place. As you get closer, you can see students are filing in. You can hear the sound of music playing faintly in the distance and the chitter chatter. As you guys make your way to where the party is. And standing at the door, you see the individual who invited you, Rosie Nifibip, and she herself is dressed in
Queen.
pinstripe button-up, and sorry,
Don't let me disturb you. Don't let me disturb you.
you're literally disturbing me.
I just want to see what it looks like on screen because of the green thing.
This doesn't look like anything. It's just a
I
Skype
can't
call.
see you.
Yeah, I know, because it's a Skype call. My dad doesn't know how live streaming works.
Amazing! That was so amazing. Oh, your dad is so precious.
Anyway,
That's so cute.
Dad alert.
Anyway, so Rosie Nifibip greets you all at the door. She's dressed in a pinstripe button-up with suspenders and like a high-waisted pants, and she's like, "Hey guys, wow, y'all look really fab. That's so cute. Oh my God, welcome."
Rosie Biffin Bip, you look fab yourself.
Oh, thank you.
You are working those suspenders, girl.
And she like just pulls it forward and snaps them back. She's like, "I know."
Love it.
So yeah, you guys can go inside. There are 2 free drinks for everyone who comes in, supplied by the Bozan Tavern. The guy's really nice, and you could just go up and ask. There's themed drinks for each of the colleges, so isn't that fun? And we've got a musical arrangement. There's hors d'oeuvres being passed around, and there's going to be some party games later. So just come on in and have a good time. And not too wild though. There's some professors chaperoning down there in the back, but don't mind them. She like looks back at you as you enter the pavilion. You can see the you don't see Professor Sharkbeak at the anyway. There are other professors here at Strixhaven.
No,
Why though?
Well, it's got a crush on Siege.
Yeah, there's like there's a mini bar over on one side, like towards the corner. You can see there's students filing about. There's music kind of starting. There's like tall tables and stuff set up, like party tables. People are like sitting and chatting and having drinks and whatever. Like it's super mellow at the minute. It's still pretty early, but and it doesn't look like everybody's quite arrived yet. But you see two professors sitting down by one corner. One like older gentleman, like fluffy gray beard and like dressed in white robes, prattling onto the other professor is this lady dressed in like a black gown and like hair tied up, and yeah, they just seem to be they're not paying too much attention to what's going on. Things are pretty quiet, so they're just like, you know, whatever. But you guys can get some drinks, get some food, socialize.
Can we?
What do you want to do?
Can we circle up just real quick?
Sure.
Right. This is
Brian, you literally have to like get down on your knees.
this is my first like party that's not, you know, that's like a cool teen party. What do we do?
Oh, that's easy. You have 3 drinks, and then you stop for 2 hours. You sort of ride that buzz and introduce yourself to at least 20 people, and then you'll remember at least half of them later, and they'll do the work, start conversations, 'cause they think you're friendly.
Right, good
Oh,
night.
that's easy.
Anybody
You have
else?
3 drinks, and then you stop for 2 hours, and you sort of ride that buzz and introduce
Cool, just
yourself
like
to
on
at
the
least 20 people, and then you'll
That
remember
was the
at
right
least
idea.
half of them later, and they'll do the work to
Cool. So
start
as you
conversations.
guys get
'cause
to the
they-
bar, the
you're
individual
friendly.
serving appears to be an Owlin, a fellow student, but looks to be a bit older, dressed in the reds and whites of Lorehold. He's just kind of leaning over the bar.
Cole's got the right
And you see a
idea.
little placard on the bar that says "Courtesy of Bow's End Tavern," and he sees you guys come up. He's like, "Evening, what can I get you?"
What's the Lorehold drink?
Oh, brilliant. The Lorehold drink, it is called... Wait.
That's okay. Take your time.
Start going in.
Well, you got to try it first. You know what I mean? They're
I
free.
mean, we've.
I'm a dumbass, and I made 2 drinks for one college accidentally, and I forgot the
Well, it's
Lorehold
okay.
drink.
Let's make it
So
up on
I'm
the
going to make it up on the spot. Yeah,
The Lorehold
so-
drink is a stiff water.
Yeah, no, the Lorehold...
Fancy drinks.
Spirits of the past or something.
Going in ales. You know what
No,
I mean?
yeah, no. He calls it it's called the excavated spirit. So it's got like it's like a ghostly white, almost kind of a milk soda kind of thing, but it's got like
The
like a
Lorehold drink
crumb
is a
on
stiff
top
water.
around the rim of the glass. He's like, yeah, you can try that.
Thank you.
Strong,
And
but
Zenith just kind of like takes a little stiff and then like downs it basically.
has Zenith like had
Oh
a
yeah,
drink before?
Zenith like so the temple used to make wine, but so he's
Okay.
used to drinking, but not like party drinking.
Okay. Yeah, so this is much sweeter than like the wines that you would have made at the temple.
This is very sweet.
But it also has like it also tastes really coconutty. It's like a very it's a very peculiar smell. But the second you do feel a warmth in your belly as you do.
That's
And
that's something. Thank you, bartender. Ooh,
hi, no bother. Made them myself.
very talented. You know, that was a good one, but I think I'll try the Quandrix drink next.
you want the quadratic.
Sounds wonderful.
So he
Put 'em
yeah, so
away.
he ducks under the
Zenith just kind of looks over and it just says, I had a sheltered life. Doesn't mean it wasn't fun.
so he starts to work. He works with a bunch of different drinks.
I'm like
and he
watching him
hands
on
you
this
a
one
large.
and like watching how like specific
Okay.
he is with
You
like
can really
measurements
put
and
him
stuff
away.
because he said quadratic and I want to know if he's being mathematical.
Well, I will tell you straight up, he is not. What he does have though is an ice mold, which is like an icosahedron, like a 20-sided shape. And then that's the ice cube that goes in, and he pours this blue liquid over it. And it's kind of sprinkled with like salt crystals, and he just passes it to the bar. He's like, All right, maybe don't neck this one.
I mean, and Xena's just.
He like this owling guy. He looks to the rest of you guys like, you might want to keep an eye on him.
That was lovely.
But he's like, can I get y'all anything?
I mean, what would you recommend?
Well, I'm partial to the excavated spirits, but that's my bias. A lot of people seem to be enjoying the demonic tonic.
I'll go for one of those.
But it's your call.
Tonic.
I mean,
All
what
right.
would you
Yeah,
recommend?
he pulls out a big, like almost like a funnel glass, and he starts to make the drink. You can see he puts in like there's a bit of rum. You see like he starts to like crush up some herbs and stuff and mix it in with that drink as well.
I'll
And
go
then
for
like
one of those.
like a big
Tonic.
some sort of goo gets like a big dollop of it, and he shakes it about, and he hands you this tall, thick purple drink, and he passes it to you, and he's like, "Enjoy."
He does like a big lap with his tongue first. Taste it.
You get the taste of, it's almost like it's like a matcha tea kind of flavor with like a lot of earthy tones to it. Almost kind of medicinal as well with all the herbs that's put into it. But it's
He does like a
very
big lap
strong.
with his
You
tongue
can like
first,
tell there's like
just to
a
kind of taste it.
lot,
Well, that's
fair
good.
bit of liquor in it. Thank you very much.
If I can, I'll get another one.
You get
Save me coming
any
back.
of these at Bo's End Tavern. the same one. All right, sure thing, buddy. And he makes up another drink. And as you
Cool,
guys
that's
are,
good,
as he's making up the drink, Rosie Miffenbip makes her. way up to you guys,
If I can,
and he's
I'll
like,
get another one.
"Oh, hey
Save me
guys,
coming
I
back.
wanted to introduce you to my friends." And she turns over, and you guys see.
Yeah, double-handed, wasn't it?
You actually recognize one of them, the dwarf girl, Bri, that you rescued from the mimic, is there. She's the short, muscular dwarf girl with big hair, red hair, and ponytails, and like this kind of like tight-fitting, slim, like black dress. And she's like, "Oh, hey, it's you guys, my heroes.
Ironlifter.
You guys are like." Ironlifter. She like flexes as well. You can see like she's like pretty. She flexes as well. She's pretty muscular, and she's like, "Yeah, Greta. If you, I don't think I caught all your names."
So before Rosie Miffenbip came back, Zenith had actually like put like he was looking at the ice cube thing, and he'd actually put the whole thing in his mouth. So he just turns around.
It's really big. It's like the size of like a pool
Oh, well,
ball.
he's like at least bit a piece off, and he's like eating the ice, and he's like holding half of it, and he's trying like, "Oh, really sorry." And he's like extending a hand.
She takes it. He's like, "Oh, your hands are cold." Oh.
And I put the rest of the ice in the cup, and I just start eating the rest of it.
Crunching sounds.
Oh, the crunching in the ice puts my teeth on edge.
And there's another girl behind them, tall, like six feet, like at the most, like dark hair, big dramatic black makeup, like loads of piercings. She's dressed in like a black lacy dress and like tall platform shoes.
Oh, the crunching in the
like,
ice puts my teeth on
so
edge.
she's like 6 foot and then some, and she's like kind of like standing there, kind of slouched. And she's like,
Nice to meet you,
Hey.
Greta. My name's
"I'm
Brian.
Aurora."
Got your friend.
Oh, and then Greta turns out, "This is Aurora. She's cool." And the three of them are like are going up to the bar as well. Bri, your second drink is served, and they're
Nice to meet you,
chatting away with the
Greta. My
guy.
name's Brian. Who's your chatty
And
friend?
you hear, they're like kind of like chatting back and forth, and you hear the student go like, you hear Greta going, "Oh, you're a second year? Do you know the twins? Do you know the twins?" Like you must like, and this guy at the bar, he's just like, "You're the fifth person to ask me that today." "No, I don't know them. They come to the bar. I mean, but everyone comes to the bar. She is loud, and I never see him at the bar. He's kind of like a bookworm or something. I don't know. What drinks do you want? I'm here to serve drinks, not gossip." And she's like, oh, and like they order their drinks and whatnot. But do you, Cole, Belt, do you guys want any drinks?
Yeah, Belt, you go first.
I don't think Belt's had any alcohol as well. Like a similar situation with caffeine. This boy is undiagnosed magical ADHD, so and his parents probably didn't really know how to handle that. So yeah, Belt is going to go up with Greta and the others and say very coolly, try and put his arm up on it, but fail because it's too high up. And then just kind of turn around and go like, "Oh, have the Prismari one, please."
Prismari, all right. Let's get you the Snarl iced tea. And he starts to make up a drink that seems to have like a smoking swirling core. It's almost like it's like a liquid glitter. And it's got shifting shades of like a bunch of different colors, all the colors of the wind. But he puts it in front of you. He's like, make sure to drink that slow, little man.
Take it down. And just kind of hold it for a bit.
Cool, yeah. And yeah, the other girls order their drinks. You can see that like the tall one is like getting like the Witherbloom drink and stuff, and like people are kind of like showing their bias with the drinks that they're picking up. But you can see that another one that they get, one of the girls asks for something called the Silver Tongue, and this guy makes the drink. It's kind of like the glittery thing of the Prismari, but it's kind of silvery, like it's almost like a metallic kind of liquid, and it's got swirling patterns of like white and black in it, but it smells like whiskey and confidence.
Oh, cool. I might have that one after.
Cole's gonna order that one.
Cool. He's like, another Silver Tongue? Yeah, coming right up.
Cole can't
like,
drink
making it up.
is the only thing. As in, he's entirely intolerant to alcohol. It just he's that sort of one drink and immediately like the purple in his face goes kind of like a pinker rouge. Like it's immediately obvious that he's imbibed alcohol, and it like the fringes of his leaves all kind of slightly curl a little bit as well. He's just not able to handle the liquor at all.
Well, you have the option of getting any of these drinks virgin if you like.
He's not going to admit this, but he has also never been to a party, hence him going to the bar, because Bry's advice about taking 3 drinks and then talking to people sounded like that's an easy way to do this. So he's not going to tell Bry that was a good idea or that he's doing his idea, but he's definitely going to drink 3 drinks. He might be sick after 2.
Each student is given 2 free drinks for the party. That is what the catering offers. But yeah, you're able to get a Silver Tongue.
Is that like a 2 cap?
It's got a.
And then you can't drink any more?
You are able to.
You have to pay
purchase.
You can buy more drinks. Yeah. But it looks like they've stocked for like mostly just 2 drinks.
Zenith is like finished crunching on the ice and kind of like it just kind of says, "Well, I've tried the special drinks now, so I guess I just stick to some wine for the night, something I'm used to." How much is do you have a Hammerfell port or a Heavenfell port?
Port? It's not really in high demand here.
Do you have
on
anything from the grapes from Heavenfell at all?
Let me check. And he like kind of like starts to rummage down in the boxes that are around, and he's like, "No, sorry, we just have a pretty. We have a cheap Merlot and a white. Just not this. It's catering.
That's understandable. That's fine.
Yeah, we do. We've got a bigger supply back at the tavern, but it's not open yet.
Perhaps later. But thank you.
Another night. Yeah. No bother.
Right, kind of like muscles forward a little bit.
But she wants wine.
Says to the bartender, like, so is that a 2-drink cap, or we just pay for our own after?
They say it's a 2-drink cap.
Sure.
Get a few more
go ahead and
want.
open tab for me. I'll call
Bri kind of like muscles forward a little bit and says to the bartender, like, so is that a 2-drink cap?
He starts he's like, can I just get a name?
Weaver mate.
Alright, okay. Alright.
Sure.
Aurora,
Go ahead
fine.
and
start a tab. Your drinks are on me.
tab for me. I'll cover everyone's drinks here.
The three of the girls like, what?
Weaver mate.
These girls are like Greta's like, sweet, and she like is like, and she like makes another order at the bar, and Aurora, you see the toggle Aurora is just like,
drinks are on me.
Cool, thanks. And Rosie's like, wow, a tab? Right, that's pretty cool. Can you afford
Don't
that?
really do tabs here.
I mean, it's a kid. It's a part. I mean,
I
Sure.
don't tend to worry about that.
I mean,
Build them
it's up to the.
If you have to ask, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, she's like
What's wrong
her
with
still
the
like
tabs
peppy,
here?
agreeable self, but she's like kind of like taken a little bit aback by like, oh, this is a rich boy.
showboaty.
Like, yeah.
I mean, I don't
But,
tend to worry about that.
as soon as
until
Greta
the
gets
morning.
the
If you have to ask, you
another
can't
one of
afford it.
the excavated spirits, she like downs it one, and she goes, Bri, Belt, you too. We should arm wrestle.
I'll be down for that.
Okay, I'll give me like 2 minutes, and then
How
Belt
showboaty.
sucks down the drink. Is it like a milkshake
Perfect.
consistency?
Yeah,
'Cause that's what I feel like.
No. It's pretty thin. Like it's not thick or anything. But it does kind of like tingle your
I'll be
tongue
down
as
for
it
that.
goes down. It's like simultaneously spicy and minty at the same time. It's a really weird combo of flavors.
Good
But
booze.
it's
Get yourself another.
Love drinking.
Who doesn't?
Can I get one of those the quadratic equation one?
the quadratic. Sure thing, buddy. And he pulls up, gets
Get
together a
yourself
quadratic
another.
going. He's like, but before he answers, he's like, "You sure you're
And I'm
okay?"
just gonna be waving at Aurora. I'm just gonna give him like
Who
Aurora
doesn't?
like
Am
a.
I right?
Or she like she you don't she's not even looking at you at first, but she like was over. She's like, and you get your
Yeah.
quadratic.
Yeah, I'm
equation.
just gonna start drinking that now. So.
Perfect. Can I get you to make a Constitution saving throw? And can I get one for Belt as well? Because you are having your.
I think
second
Zenith is going to move on to his third. I'm going to just going to get a glass of wine and sip on it for the night.
I got a +1 to Constitution
Cool.
saving
Yeah.
throws.
Perfect. Yeah. So the after 2 drinks, a glass of wine is. I guess I'm just going to be writing these down for myself to charge Bri later.
I got an
they
8.
get them. Yeah. 1 wine.
4.
8. Declan. 4. Yeah. You start to feel pretty sick. The flavor combinations are not. Firstly, it doesn't taste good for you. You don't like the taste of the quadratic immediately, and it starts like you start to like. And then the guy at the bar, the Owlin is like, oh, buddy, you don't look too great.
No,
you should probably go.
I need
you
one
need to-
more. I need one more for my confidence. So, will you give me?
Zenith,
I'm gonna give you have you a glass of water, like whatever you have later, you should have.
Okay, boss.
Zenith kind of turns immediately to Cole. It's like, Cole, perhaps we go see who's outside. We can mingle and chat outside, perhaps. And I give an arm to to lean on.
Yeah.
Well, Bri said you need to drink
Yeah.
3.
Bri says
and
a lot of things, and
yeah, he does very big, and he's got a big mouth. And look at him.
he says a lot of things, and he might say more, he might say less. Let's go this way.
What are you drinking?
I
Well, you're being led
Yeah,
away.
I'm leading
from
you
the
away,
bar.
and I'm telling you about the glass of wine I'm drinking, and that you're definitely drinking vodka, but it's water.
And that girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep like a constant medicine check on him, if that's okay.
Yeah, you want to do a medicine check?
Absolutely gonna do it.
Yeah, go for it.
That is a 22.
I'm gonna give you disadvantage.
Oh, fair, I'm drinking.
Because Cole is a dryad, and you're not totally sure how dryads.
That is still a 22. I rolled 17 twice.
Oh, hell yeah!
Oh, yeah, you should probably find him somewhere to allow him to empty his
Sure.
stomach. Because he looks like he's
I'm
about
gonna bring
to
him like
hurl.
outside into some of the garden areas, maybe.
Yeah, perfect.
All in the guise of like, oh,
but
there's
yeah,
definitely people mingling over here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Can I have one of Bride's scarves?
I have more at home. I can give you one tomorrow.
Now I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna be sick.
Yeah. And I lead him off to get sick somewhere.
Yeah, Cole, you lose your lunch and dinner into a flower bed, and back in the pavilion.
I try to steer clear of any like
pavilion,
actual trees, so he's not getting sick on possible other
Yeah.
trees.
Yeah, there's just a well kept flower bed that that's kind of just out of sight that you're able to. And you do notice you're not the only person losing. Cole's not the only person losing his lunch. You can see a few other students that look like they probably imbibed a little too much. Yeah, but back inside the tent, Greta pulls one of the tables over and she's just like, "Oof. All right, Bri, let's go."
Finishes the drink that he was on, slams it down. Right, here we go.
I'm gonna give Bardic Inspiration to Greta. Yeah.
Greta?
I'm
Okay,
gonna say,
yeah, all right.
Because I've got my second drink now, and I was gonna say the second drink was whiskey and confidence. So I'm gonna be like, Greta, girl, you got it.
Finishes the drink that he was on,
Cobb.
slams it down.
That's a very
Perfect.
noticeable
Right,
kind
here we
of
go.
spell,
Yeah.
right? The Bardic Inspiration.
It's not a spell, baby.
Or effect.
It's an ability. Yeah, but I mean, like you might be able to tell that it is.
Oh, even
not
just the cheering on for Greta
merely
is like,
words of
come on, mate, we're
encouragement."
neighbours. I bought you your drinks.
That's a very noticeable kind of spell, like Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Greta's
Or
like,
effect.
all
Right.
right, come on, Lion Man, let's go. And if you want to arm wrestle, it is going to be a.
Oh, even just the
contest
cheering
of
on for Greta
strength.
is like, come on, mate, we're neighbours. I bought you your drinks.
Have a.
Oh, yeah, Greta has a D6.
Oh, wait, a D6.
Oh no, Greta has an extra
No.
D6.
I'm counting the Bardic Inspiration. Yes, that's not great for Greta. What did you roll?
Okay.
Greta only rolled a 7 with.
We have a.
Yeah. So, Bri, you with not a whole
Oh,
lot
yeah,
of
the
effort.
D6.
You can see she's strong, but she's like
Oh.
a little bit amateurish for your against your physical build, and you just
17.
slam your fist down onto the table, and Greta's like,
Hey.
"Damn!"
He's like 1,000 foot tall, so you're good. Don't worry.
Yeah, you go get yourself another drink, Greta. Drown your sorrows.
I thought I would have the advantage of low center of
He's
gravity
already on
and
the
stuff,
table.
but- yeah. All right, Bella, you're more my size. Come on, why don't we? And she Greta's like,
Hey.
"Well,
All
why
right,
don't we
let's
go?
do
Come on."
it. Hop up on the thing. I think I probably definitely have to
Yeah, you
be
go
able
get
to
yourself another
to
drink,
do
Greta.
this.
Drown your sorrows.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, but actually, as you do, you see the table actually
Oh,
shrinks
that's
a
so
little
cute.
bit to accommodate both Greta and because Greta actually had to stand on a chair to arm wrestle Bri. But now you both are eye level and you're able to
Athletics
do
or strength?
an arm wrestle. You can use athletics.
Definitely not giving a Bardic for this one.
Oh, my.
Ooh, 19.
Greta only rolled a
I
10, so you
Don't
are-
want to
Yeah.
I want to make it look like it's more of a contest. because I want
Okay, cool.
her
Yeah.
to be our friend.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you
Oh,
give her a
my
little bit
places.
of wiggle room, but then as you give her a little bit, you just you slam her arm on the table. She's like, you guys are so strong. Oh, I can't wait to be lifting with you
we're gonna
guys.
get
It's gonna be so
strong
cool.
together.
Oh, she nearly had you, Belt.
Yeah,
Yeah, she nearly did.
yeah. I know, so close. Oh, you know who'd be really good at this? And she like turns her head, like, "Hey, Rampart!" And she like calls a name, and you see like someone else starts to make her way over, and you see this hulking, like probably like 6'9",
she
7
nearly
foot
had you,
tall,
Belle.
Loxodon saunters way over. You can see they're like dressed in like golden armor and like that's like encrusted with jewels and stuff. And they hold themselves with like a big pride. And he's like, "Oh yeah, hey, what's up?" And Greta's like, "Rampart, we're doing arm wrestles. Come on, you should try. You're so strong." and this individual Rampart, they're like, "Oh yeah, sure, love arm wrestling." And he's like, and he looks over to you. He's like, "You too?"
Absolutely. And he gets down and he puts his arm out straight away.
Yeah. Fantastic. And he just like raises them. You see like big meaty arms of what is like obviously an elephant person, but you can see he's got like golden bracers all over his arms, like very like fancy
Absolutely.
stuff. And he's like,
And he gets down and he puts his arm out
"I'm
straight
Rampart,
away.
by the way."
Nice to meet you. Look like my kind of person.
I don't know what that means. And he just like starts to like, "Let's go."
Go
And he
Bright,
starts
go
to like
Bright.
tries to
Find
arm wrestle you.
inspiration.
So make another athletics
I'm
check.
giving you Bardic. Right.
12.
Nice to meet you, Rampart. You look like my kind of person.
Did you roll the plus the d6?
Rampart rolled and oh wait, who got the d6?
Right.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm pumping you up and giving you Bardic.
That was a 5, so 17.
Nice.
I mean, like you beat him already without the bardic inspiration.
Wow.
Yeah, but you're just gonna
Um,
add it. Really make it.
This die is rolling like shite. So
Gotta get
we'll leave that
yourself
in a minute.
Dakota.
But yeah,
Oh, right, okay. Oh,
I know, right?
Showdown.
that was 5, so 17.
Yeah, we need yeah. So you like
Oh.
way more of a struggle with instead of Greta, and like you can see they're really strong, but you're able to like just like you tap into a little bit of that like rage that you got, and so you just go kaboof, and he's like, damn.
Bangs the table and stands up.
You hear, yeah, and you hear he kind of like trumpets a little bit from his trunk, like a little bit, and he's like, "You guys are so cool. That's cool."
Rampart, if you want a
man.
drink, I've got a
Cool,
got a tab behind the bar. Treat yourself.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Bangs the
Hey,
table and stands
Gavinesh,
up.
can I get? I want to try that Snarl iced tea over there, please. And he like smiles over at the guy, and he's like, "Yeah, I got you. And he like makes up another
I
drink
love
for
this
you guys.
man.
Rampart, you want a drink? I've got a tab behind the bar.
And
treat
Greta
yourself.
like is like still at his. Greta comes up to like maybe like just past their hip, and she just like elbows is like, "Yeah, Rampart's great, isn't he? And we're both gonna go into Lore Hall together.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, and
You're supposed to know
what
which
was I
one
gonna
you're going into already.
oh no,
Good.
I don't know.
I mean, I
just the
do,
one that I like.
You know, check.
Oh really? What one are you doing?
Silver Prismari.
Silver Prismari. I don't think that's
Silver
one
Quill.
of them.
I've got much of a choice anyway.
Why?
I mean, we all have a choice.
What do you mean?
Doesn't matter.
I mean, you can pick whatever one you want.
Oh, I'm insulting the hell out of that.
Sure.
I don't think I've got much of a choice
while we're
anyway.
outside, can I be drunk talking to everybody that my best friend Bry has a tab at the bar and he said it's okay to get drinks?
Doesn't matter.
You can absolutely.
All the in the like middle spaces, Zenith is telling Cole about all of the different various constellations that's above them. So like, as when people come over, you're telling them that, and then when you go to like hurl again, I'm just like, and that one there is Apollon Major. That's known as the Archer, and people born under that. Like, I'm going ham.
Perfect. Yeah.
Full astrology girl.
You're going in your you're in your info dumping era of drunk.
Fully. I'm just info dumping.
Yeah. What was the insight check, Phelps? 15. She seems straight up honest about it. She's like, yeah, she
I meant
feels like
Bri.
whatever. On Bri? Wait, what did Bri say?
Well, Bri said something about knowing or not having a choice on what college he's going into.
Oh, well, Bri, you can, if you make a good deception roll, you can bold-face lie, or if you roll lower than 15, you can tell
Lower
the
than
truth.
15.
Or well, you don't have to tell the
just have to,
truth.
like,
You can
say
just
what your
say
intentions
that
are
you're
behind
not
it.
telling the truth.
Yeah.
That's a 12. So I guess they'll say,
Okay, 12.
I don't even want to
Lower than 15.
be here in the first place.
All right.
So that's what I mean.
Right. I'm gonna make a little note of that for later. But I'm not gonna push it because we're having a fun party.
So that's a 12.
Fair enough.
We're our friends.
So I guess they'll
No
say,
DMCs yet.
And
well, I don't
no
even
DMCs
I
yet.
think at this stage,
Um,
be
we're
but
here
yeah.
in the first
Probably
place,
heading
do I?
back
So, like,
inside.
you know,
Okay,
That's what I
cool.
mean.
Yeah, Cole, you have emptied most of the contents of your stomach and then some.
Cole, you need some food and another drink.
And that's what we'll do because his throat's killing him. His throat is actually on fire.
Yes.
Yeah. So as you guys are chatting, you can see that actually Rampart and Greta are now doing an arm wrestle to see who takes the who's the loser of the arm wrestling contest. So I'm gonna roll for her. That's a 3. Come on, Greta. That's a 17. Yeah, Rampart just absolutely like he like all right, Greta, I don't want to, and he like slams her arm so hard on the table go shatter, like crumples and falls underneath, and he's like, oh, oops, I didn't mean to do that, and the remains of the table just kind of like scatter on the floor, like it's like a pretty loud crash, and people will like look over and like, fuck. And you can actually see one of the professor's chaperoning starts to walk
super impressed.
over to you guys.
Is
So,
Greta okay?
yeah. Greta's like shaking her arms, like, "Oh no, I'm fine." And you, but like as you guys like when nobody's looking, she's just kind of like. But like one of the professors makes her way over to you. She's just like very. Like elegantly dressed in like a black corset, long gown, like hair tied up like back, and she's just like, "Come now, what are you doing? This isn't an arena. You have plenty of time to throw each other in other college-sanctioned fashions." And she waves a hand, and like a purple light just kind of like knits the table back together, and she's just like, "Please behave. This is not, as I said, an arena."
F1.
And she just, we do. It's on the other side of campus.
I mean, should we go to
Mage Tower season hasn't even started yet.
And it's just kind of like
She just
it's like bowing like apologetically, even though he did nothing.
you should have one.
Sorry,
Yeah,
miss.
she just like shakes her. Yeah, she just like shakes her head. And she's like, "Try not to break anything else." And he turns around. You can see she's got a big glass of red wine in her hand that she's nursing, and then she just heads back to whatever the professors are doing.
Zenith's probably moved on to his next glass of red as well.
Yeah, that's fair. That's cool. And then as you guys are doing this, a complete stranger that walks up to the bar, and she's like, this girl with like green hair, and she's like, "Oh, hey, I heard somebody had a tab going."
Yeah, that guy's he's got a tab, and I'm pointing at Belt and Bri.
Yeah, and she's like, "Yeah, them. Yeah, can I get one of the quadratics, please?" And she's like, she gets one of the drinks, and she's like, thanks. And she looks around like, whoever you are.
Just because I
thank
feel,
you. And she
I
like
feel
walks
like,
off.
welcome.
I feel like Cole would absolutely shit his pants if he heard in the morning how he was behaving. I'm gonna very like sneakily just cast Healing Word on him to try and like make him feel a little bit less shitty and less like drunk, if I can.
Well, that's a very sweet intention. Unfortunately, being drunk counts as being poisoned, not as a loss of hit points.
That's fair.
Were we in earshot of the bar
how many drinks-
when someone else was ordering on, or was that for the others who were at the bar?
Oh, totally. Yeah. Oh, no, you're still kind of like around the bar.
Brian will just be like, "Oh, that's me, and you're welcome."
And she looks around. She's like, then she looks up. He's like,
Tell your friends, it's all on Weaver Main
Thanks,
Stab
Were you
tonight.
in earshot of the bar when someone else was ordering on the, or was
cool,
that for
cool.
the two of
And
us
she
who were
like
at the bar?
kind of like Dan like skips away a little bit.
Oh, Brian will just be like, "Oh,
As you
that's
see,
me,
she's going.
and
She's
you're
just kind
welcome."
of like yanking hors d'oeuvres off of platters as she goes.
I like her.
We've made so many friends.
tell your
tonight.
friends, it's all on Weaver Main Stab tonight."
And then as you guys are kind of carrying around the ball, you see you see Rosamith and Bip come back to you guys. You're like, "Oh, we're doing a game of spell toss. You guys want to try it?"
Actually, what's spell
Never
toss?
heard of
I'll
it, but
give
I will
like her.
play. That sounds.
Cole, we're playing spell toss. Come on.
Yeah. So yeah, she leads you guys. Yeah, Belt, you probably know what
okay,
spell
cool.
toss is, but
There's one thing I can do. It's toss.
in the center of the room. There's like these big like buckets being set
Absolutely.
up in like a
What's spell
triangle
toss? I'll give
like
it a go.
fashion, and there's like this big basket filled with like these large, like almost like microphone ball sized, they kind of look like baseballs.
There's one
like,
thing I can do. It's toss.
Everyone's calling them silk balls, which is what they're called. And so Rozzy is like standing like near him. She's like, "All right, for anyone who doesn't know, spell toss is very simple. You get one of these," and she holds up one of the balls, and she's like, "And you have to get it into," and she points over like, and it's like 30 feet away. The triangle of buckets are set up. It looks like a beer pong kind of arrangement, but much bigger. And she's like, "So you have to get these into those without using your hands. Magic is allowed." And she like kind of like strings up and like spins it in her finger, but it's like levitating above her finger. She's like, "All right,
Zenith is
line up to take
Zenith
turns."
is gonna like kind of like cozy up a little bit first because he's seen people like arm wrestling as he came in, and he was kind of like, "Okay, this is something I might be able to do."
Perfect.
Brian kind of takes this backwards.
Mhm. That's fine. So a bunch of students start to line up. You can see like a couple of faces you recognize are doing it. Rampart in their like ever
Brian kind
abundant
of
wisdom,
takes this
just
step
like
backwards.
they're going
Quietly.
first. They just grab one of the silk balls with their trunk and just blink, throws it with the trunk.
Wait, we're not allowed to touch it
And-
with our hands, is it?
Yeah, she said hands.
Not so cool.
Rules.
But yeah, it kind of like goes a bit wide, lands, it knocks one of the edges of the buckets toward the end, and he's like, "Oh, next time," and he just go lines up. Do any of you guys want to go?
I'm going to.
All right, Belts,
Belt's
what
going
you
to go
doing?
up. Belt, like you say, Belt's played this game a couple times before. He takes out his Fachlukin Bandor, kind of
Mhm.
like uses his wing to balance the ball, and then he kind of like tosses it up and goes,
Yeah.
like shies it into the thing.
Excellent. So I would say that make this just make like make an attack roll for this. It's not quite strength, it's not quite dex, but you can roll a d20 and add like either strength or dex, whichever is stronger. A 1, an Uno.
Oh.
So yeah, you guys see Belt like look clearly like absolutely like in his element, and he just like tosses the ball up and with his wing and with his bandor like a baseball bat slams it, and you can see like there's like a big like the sound of like musical notes going, "Doing," and it rockets well past the buckets, and smacks the professor who just accosted you guys for breaking the table, smacks her in the arm, and she drops her wine glass, and she's like, "Fuck!" And she looks over, he's like,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought that would be good. I'm sorry.
Well, I think you might actually be one of my favourite people here.
But yeah, next up, you can see another an orange, a ginger student dressed in blue. He starts to like, you can see he's got like he's like throwing sparks at his fingers, and he like
I think you might actually be one of my favorite people.
Tosses the ball up and like tries to like point his finger like a finger gun and tries to like shoot the ball with like a little gout of fire, but he misses entirely. And so he's like, shit, and he just like starts to like pew, 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 tries to shoot it on the ground, and Rosie has to like grab his arms like, no, stop, you're gonna set the pavilion on fire. And she like pulls him off, and he's like,
I think Zenith would like a try.
Yeah, okay. What does
Zenith
want
is
to do?
going to stand between where the ball things are and have the things behind him, and he's going to cast Thorn Whip, and he's going to try and grab one and lasso it and lob it in.
Okay. Since you're using a spell to do this, I'll get you to make an Arcana check plus your Wisdom modifier. No, wait, no. That's not how Arcana checks work. Yeah, just do, or you could make it a spell attack, whichever.
Spell attack. My Arcana sucks.
Yeah, spell attack.
Sure. Yes, spell attack. Let's go. That is an 18.
18. All right, Zenith. People are like looking at you like because like they're just like, where are you facing the
Yeah, I'm trying to like do the Thorn
go,
Whip thing where you just pull it and let it like drop from behind you.
Yeah. So yeah, the Thorn Whip wraps around the soap ball and you yank it back, and it just like it makes a very clean arc into the second closest bucket to the end, and everyone's like, "Yo, wow, that was so cool!" And people are just like, "Oh my god!"
Oh
yeah.
Zenith now sees.
You were the first person to actually get it into a bucket.
Sees,
so people are like
people looking at him, and immediately just kind of like goes back to the group of people. It's like
Bri puts his arm around him and holds him in the middle of the adoring crowd, like, yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. A couple of other students line up. Some use like magical spectral hands to try and toss them in. Other people trying to like use other body parts. You see Greta like toss it up in the air and try to punch
puts his arm around him and holds him in the middle of the adoring crowd.
Like, use your hands. And she's like, but it's my fist.
I love Greta.
I love Greta.
And Rosie's just like, disqualified.
I think
and Belt
seeing people getting creative with things other than spells, Bri goes up for a try as well, and I imagine maybe uses his tail to flick it up in the air, and then maybe hacky sacks it a little bit to kick it over in. Have a chance to be center of attention.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Athletics.
You can make that an athletics.
I think
athletics, totally.
seeing people getting creative with things other than spells, Bri goes up for a try as well, and I imagine maybe uses his tail to flick it up in the air, and maybe hacky sacks it a little bit
in the
to
bucket
kick it
as far
over
as
in.
Zenith got, but you do
Still a
manage
chance
to
to be
lob
center of
it and
attention.
kick it into the like one of the middle buckets, and everyone's
He's
like,
playing the crowd anyway. He's like,
nice.
Like,
Yeah.
So that would
you
be
soak it in.
14.
And you can see like people are just having fun with it. They're like trying to toss it in any other ways. Nobody fucks up and hits a professor again, thankfully.
He's playing the crowd anyway.
But
He's like,
you can see
But he has.
If an owlin could blush, absolutely.
That's the name of Belt's autobiography.
Yeah, if an
Yeah.
Alvin could blush.
Yeah. You can see one of the Belts, a student that you recognize, Cataras. He walks up and he's like, hey guys, and then he like he's holding a silk ball, and he just he traces a finger in the air. And you see a tiny little like portal opens up near him, and he just like drops it in, and you can see over by the bucket at the very end, a little portal opens up and drops the ball in, and he's like,
What's that with your
pretty cool, pretty cool, right?
So... Aren't you holding that with your hand, though?
Well, not when it got into the bucket.
Come
on,
that's a pretty cool spell, I have to say.
Thank you. I learned it from my father, and he like kind of like dances away.
I love it.
Bye, Cataras.
Oh,
good.
Hey,
You
Belt,
good?
how you doing? Good. Is the coffee worn off?
Now I've got a drink.
Oh, perfect. Have you drunk
Yes.
before?
5 minutes ago.
He's like, I don't believe you, but I hope you're having
I
fun.
maybe too much fun. I just hit the MILF with the ball. The MILF.
The what? Like,
Professors can be
professor?
MILFs.
I mean,
They contain
call them
multitudes.
that.
It's just funnier if you let him, because then we get to watch him
Katar's
get in
like-
trouble.
I
mean, sure, kind of weird,
I
but
think that
you know,
Melt
as long as you're not taking your
What
class.
that MILF means, like mother I'd like to fuck. I think he just thinks it means somebody who's hot.
It's just funnier if you let him, because then we get to watch him get in trouble.
I mean, you're simultaneously wrong and right.
less.
But yeah, as you guys are taking in all of these games and such and enjoying the drinks, the party starts to wind down. It's been about like 2 or 3 hours. You can see a couple of students that are leaving. Greta and Rampart are like, we're having a smaller little party over in the North dorms. You guys can come
Absolutely.
if you want.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I'll see you there. Yeah, perfect.
Sure.
Have you been to the North dorms before? They're just over like the other side of the biblioplex. And she like starts to like give you like really long-winded directions to how to get there.
I think we
Um,
can find our way.
Okay, cool. We'll
yeah,
This is just going
See you
to
in a bit,
quickly like
baby.
Absolutely.
pull out his astrolabe and check which way is north.
Brian goes over to the bar and is like,
it's pointing.
tell a keg to go.
While Brian's pointing at the bar,
Go.
Cole wasn't doing spell toss. Unchaperoned, Cole snuck back to the bar and
Good. Cole, make a stealth check.
Brian goes
just
over
for
to the
fun
bar
to
and
see
is
if
like,
you are.
I have
everyone else
a
is
15
go.
passive
Fuck.
perception.
that's a 19. That's
Oh!
a 13 plus 6.
Yeah, Cole, you slink away, and you
To be fair, I was
are
distracted,
able to. Yeah, you are able to get another drink from this guy at the bar. He's like, you're really lucky your friend is covering you, because it's his fault that you're getting this fucking wasted.
No, I asked for champagne.
We don't have champagne.
What
I can give you a white wine.
is that?
And give him a
Is that
straw.
like champagne?
Blow some bubbles in it.
Yeah, it's like
Okay,
champagne.
can I have a bottle of white wine, please? Your finest
bottle?
bottle.
By the gods, sure thing. We never went this hard in our first year. He like writes it down. It's like one
No, you
bottle.
gotta have 3 drinks. That's,
And give him a
that's
straw.
the rule of going
Blow some
to
bubbles in it.
parties.
Is Bri like at the bar
There's
yet
no
to
rules
ask
of
for
parties,
his
buddy.
keg?
You can, if you see that Cole is over there and you're like have done your spell toss thing and people are leaving, so like yeah, you can.
Oh,
make your
you're
way
right,
over.
mate. You feel like you got left out in the sun.
So
Is Brian like at the bar yet?
No,
to
no,
ask
it's
for his
nice.
bottle
keg?
of wine.
It's fine. Yeah, it's the finest spot. And at this point, Cola just kind of like, and like a little bit of the oh no,
Oh, you're right, mate.
Oh no,
You
your
look like you got
fancy
left out in the
pantsuit.
sun.
I got a bit of wine on your.
Right, mate. It's dirt cheap. I didn't
Pants.
really think I'd dress up for.
And there's dirt
Got a
on it
bottle
as
of
well. Cole's looking at his hand.
What?
You're role playing an absolutely fucking wasted college student so well. Though.
Yeah, it's like I had 5 years experience.
Roy just kind of looks around and is like,
I
mate, been to enough parties in my time to know not having a good time. I think maybe we should just go to this dorm and have yourself a nice hot chocolate. Maybe. Is that okay for plants?
Brian just kind of looks around and is like, mate, been to enough parties
He's
in my time to
Cole
know
is
when
literally
someone's
holding it.
not
like
having a
it's
good
life
time.
raft.
I think maybe we should just go to this north dorm and
it's
you
just
should
gonna,
have
like,
yourself a nice, I
go on.
don't know, hot chocolate.
Are
Maybe.
we walking back?
Is that okay for plants?
Yeah, we can.
I don't
not
think
quite.
you should
You guys are like round.
So, could I
Hanging out
please have
with
a keg and a tap? And I'm going to be taking my little friend here off the premise.
That's one of those things. Is the smartest things I've heard all evening. He like starts. He like. Sure.
Okay. So,
like, pulls
could I
pulls
please
up
have
a keg and like a tap? He like
keg
hands it. He's like,
and
I'm
a
not
tap?
carrying it wherever you're
Puts it
going.
up on his shoulder.
I'm going
Okay.
to be taking my little friend here off the premises.
And puts the
Yeah,
tap in his
okay.
mouth, and then picks up Cole over the other shoulder.
Cole's still holding his wine.
Yeah. So Brian, you lead everybody out of the pavilion, and that is where
He
we're
puts
going to
it up on
take
his shoulder.
a 15-minute break, if that is
Absolutely.
And
okay.
puts the tap in his mouth, and then
Stunning.
picks up
Right.
Cole
To
over
go
the
get
other
another
shoulder.
Yeah.
shoulder.
Perfect.
Cool.
It's got the
Yeah.
orange juice.
We will resume here in 15 minutes, and probably not going to go too long after that, but yeah, we'll see you in 15.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, title sequence beginning now.
And we are back. I hope you guys had a nice wee little break. I hope you guys got to hydrate and whatever. But you know who really needs to hydrate? Are these drunk bitches leaving the party.
Go into the after.
Yep, leaving from the party straight to the after party up in the north dormitories. So as you guys depart from the pavilion in the Archway Commons, you can see like it's Strixhaven is actually like really beautiful at night. All of the like tall columns are lit with magical fire up at the very top. So they light the streets and everything in a really beautiful, almost like mini little suns. So it's really bright, and you guys are able to just make your way and up to past the up and around the biblioplex. There's not a lot of foot traffic this late at night. It's like probably around like 11ish. So most people have wound down their evening activities or are inside. The biblioplex is still, the biblioplex is still open, but it seems to be quite quiet inside. But you guys are going around it, and you guys, as you do, are making your way to a courtyard. And when you do, you hear a small little ow, ow, and you see in the middle of the courtyard that girl who took took a drink from your tab and snatched a bunch of hors d'oeuvres is being attacked by a bunch of giant rats in the middle of this fucking courtyard. And she's holding like her drink and like this plate of food above. Is like, no, and she's trying to kick them away. He's like, get off. And she like looks over to see you guys like, oh, hi, could you help? And she just like, she appears to be in distress, a little bit drunk, and trying to save her food from these giant rodents. And you can also see, as you do, these a pair of these giant winged creatures kind of like descend on her as well, like with like really long beaks, and they've got like leathery wings, and they're like, and she's like, oh, just what I need. And she's like trying to she's like holding the food and huddling like down. She's like up against the fountain.
That is me after a night.
No,
out
I need snacks.
Bending my kebab. Like,
I'll get you other snacks.
But yeah, you guys, what do you guys do?
I'm gonna try and snatch one of those birds out of the air with a thorn whip if I can, and just like pull them away from her.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so if you guys want to, you guys want to fight, so I'll get you all to roll initiative.
I'll try to get food behind.
For God's sake.
You can try, yes.
Did you do the same thing?
I'll reveal.
Forever getting terrible rolls on.
Oh, nice.
Turns. Yeah, cool.
Cool.
If I add turn. Oh yeah, no, this is already there. Sweet.
Killer hors d'oeuvres.
Is that everybody?
Can we fill in? Oh,
Yeah,
we can fill in our own initiative.
Cool.
I can.
Oh, sick.
You then do that. That will save me time.
I got a 2.
The rats and the sturges are going. All in one turn. The sturges have 19.
Oh, it just went away.
This is cool. I didn't know you guys could add
there it is.
yours yourself.
Yeah, you just type it in and press enter, and then it does.
A 2?
I got a 2. I told you, I got a 2. I can't roll initiative, apparently.
That's very on brand for
Zenith is, I feel like I'm always going to be, I'm going to be the Ashley Johnson of this. I'm always going to be last.
I mean, if you, honestly, that's fine.
I'm the Pike of the group.
Yeah. There's 2 belts. We can get rid of 1 belt, I think.
No, let me go twice.
No, that's not allowed.
Do it, you cowards.
2 belts. What is this?
I'm trying to
rats
think,
are at 9.
Is there a celebrity that's worn like 2 belts before?
I need to add a spell, actually. Prepared spells. How do
yeah, that's fine.
I don't know how to do it, but I'll try.
I think I'm gonna fuck shit up.
I know what I prepared because
Yes.
with my Lorehold primer, I'm allowed to prepare a spell from the wizard or cleric spell book, which I have done, and I'm just letting you know that I've prepared shield. I just can't add it to my thing.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so that is Bri, what did you get?
I haven't rolled yet, sorry, I was just sorting out the that's a 9. Let me just check the character sheet.
Y'all, swear to God.
Oh, that's a
Character
10.
sheets.
10 total.
10 total. That's perfectly.
I mean, it's not
adequate.
a 2.
It's not a 2.
You've got me there.
I haven't rolled yet,
Okay.
sorry, I was just sorting out the...
Yeah,
that's
so,
a 9. Let me just check the
Yeah,
character sheet.
so first up are these bat little thingies called Sturges. They
that's a
look
10.
like they're trying
10
to
total.
attack this girl with their really long beaks. That's
You've got me there.
That's there to hit. Yeah, so you see one. Yeah, you can see one of these beaks like puncture one of her leg, and it starts to like suck blood out of her, and she's like, "Ah, ew, God, fuck off!" And she's like, and the second one is also trying to attack her, but that misses. But it is her go.
Combat.
She is going to
Sorry for the
try
drama.
and swat away this fucking thing. First year students have that thing, which unfortunately misses. She like raises a hand out, and you can see like a magical blue poof puff out of her hand, but like it goes wide and doesn't hit these bat things. But it is after her turn. Belt, you are free to take a turn.
Okie dokie. Belt has tried to get her to leave the food, but she hasn't, and you know what? I respect that. So I am instead going to take out my Bandor, use a charge of it to cast Shillelagh, and
Shalala.
and bonk one of these bitches.
Shalala. All right, do
so
it.
as I like take it out, I kind of look like, you know, the start of Buffy the Vampire Slayer when they go like, it does that.
Yeah.
And then yeah, exactly.
Slide.
And then like take it out and fly over and bonk one of the flying leathery things.
Perfect. You can move Belt over on the
I'm
map. if you
going
want.
to
Yeah.
fly.
1, 2.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, if you go diagonally, you can.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Cool. And then I'm gonna try and bonk this bitch with a bat.
Absolutely.
Bonk this bat with a
You
bat.
need to beat a 14.
Easy. That's an 18.
Sick.
Yeah, perfect. These things, they've got naturally leathery armor, but as soon as you make contact with its body, you can see it's fucking sticks. It sticks and bones. Like you, with one swing, you smack it. It's almost like it just gets punted like away, and it is very dead.
Oh, you need to roll damage. Great.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, like, unless you,
It was 8 points of damage.
unless you, yeah, these things have 2 hit points. So why can't I move this? Oh, I'm not using the right tool. Yeah, there we go.
Cool.
You like smack it like that way. Give stickers to it, so that is dead.
And
Yeah,
that's my bonus
would you like to do
action, my
anything else?
action, and my movement, baby.
All right. Next up, we have Cole. You are Bride. You put Cole down.
And the goal.
Cool. Cole. Cole. Yeah, you're still pretty drunk.
Okay.
So
No.
Yeah,
No.
I'd say by now.
I'm gonna get
keg
I'm
and the
gonna get
coal.
I'm gonna get a rat.
Like,
I'm
It's
gonna
the
shoot
first
the
night
rat.
party.
Okay.
We can't- We're supposed
Yeah,
to
you
be
shoot
doing
the
the
rat.
social impression.
So-
Yeah, take out my short bow.
you're poisoned. So all of your attacks rolls are going to be at disadvantage.
Oh.
Okay, that's not super bad. 11. So that's 15 with
Go
my
on,
short
mate.
bow.
You go get a rat. Go on.
Yeah, that hits the rat. Rats have pretty low armor class. So
Okay.
roll damage. Which rat are you shooting?
We're gonna shoot the.
You are
I'm
going to
gonna
be
aim
handy
for
in the morning.
this rat, the one next to the green-haired girl. But like to her left, but I'm gonna hit the one up to her top left.
Okay, cool.
Okay, that is actually a full 6+. Full 6+2, I think.
6 plus.
Is it a +2? Yeah, it's +2, so that's 8 damage.
8 damage. Yeah, that's enough to take the rat out. So you like stumble. Yeah, Belt, you're Nicole, you're like kind of like lurching around. You're like doing, and like it's like sails like right past her, like right over her head, and it
I think that as soon as Bryce sees Cole pull out his bow and draw it and aim towards the green-haired girl, it's like whoa.
Just dead on the steps of the fountain.
Yeah,
and everyone's just like, is that allowed? That's not safe.
No, it's fine. I stuck the rat, so.
Yeah, but Bri, it is your go. Unless Cole wants to do anything else. Yeah, Cole, you
bonus action vomit.
Yeah. Bonus action puke. We love to see it. Bri, it is your turn.
Okay, I think that.
Perfect. Jumping gives you like that much.
He's gonna use his action to touch one of the big gaudy rings on his finger and cast jump to just get over in amongst everything. I don't suppose you could jump through, could you? So here's probably best.
Perfect. Perfect.
So, and then once he lands there, oh no! I realise now that's probably just moved the screen recording because I wanted to move something other way. Hang on one moment. There we go, fixed it. Yeah, he's going to do a big nasty roar.
The third rat isn't, but the one right in front of you is
it's an ability, I guess. But so that is a creatures of your choice within 10 foot that can hear you.
Sweet. Okay, so
is the rat 10 foot?
Yeah. You do. We will figure that out. Yeah, look at that.
I'll add a whip sound for Thorn.
Okay, cool.
As well.
They need to succeed on a wisdom saving throw DC 14 or become frightened until
5,
the end of the next.
So that's a failure. And for the
I need a
sturge,
raw
that's
sound
a 17.
button.
So
I need
the
to figure out how to get OBS to do like that. Yeah.
That rat has
raw.
one fear. Let's see, is there a what symbol here would make sense for fear? That symbol. Yeah. So on its turn, it will try to move away from you. Are you doing anything else?
What? Whoa.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. Next up are the rats. So this rat here, who is a heckin' frightened. What are they going to do?
I believe
if I'm correct, fear means they just can't move.
Roar.
Or they can't move towards.
Is that the one where they have disadvantage attack rolls if they can see you, or is that the fear spell?
No, I think they do have. Pretty sure they have disadvantage on attack rolls if they can see. So he's just gonna start scurrying this way. What is a rat?
There's so many fear things in D&D.
30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That does give our girl here an attack of opportunity. So she's gonna try and she throws her hand out and is gonna try and do another wee little magic attack on it. That's a 13 plus. I mean, like 30. I think. Yeah. No, that just hits. So that's as it's trying to scurry away. She still holding up the plates. She like kicks a foot out, and you can see like a blue flare of magic like absolutely like kicks it in its ass and it flies for like way out of sight, and she's like, "Thank you." And that rat dies from that attack.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it just smacks against a tree and falls down dead. But this rat over here is not afraid. So this one is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's going to scurry right up in here. Actually, no, it's going to go here and it's going to try and attack this girl again because she has the food. That was not in my tray. What does the rat do? The rat has +4. Okay. Oh yeah, that hits. That's a 22, and she is just like, eep! And the rat like, she's like pulling the food away, it like bites her arm, and she is like, oh tetanus, and it does 4 points of damage to her. You can see like she's like bleeding from the wound in her arm. She's like, oh, now on my first day, and yeah, that's the rat's turn. Who's after that? Rats. It's Belt. What's your initiative? Oh no, you're 17.
I was high.
There's another belt down here, which I don't know how to get rid of. Oh, I got rid of it.
It's okay,
Zen,
it'll be
you're
fine.
No, everyone has their own name tag. Everyone can see their.
It's Zenith.
Okay, yeah.
I think only Brian
the
has
token
a name
names not
tag
come
as
up
well,
on the thing.
Mine does.
Maybe I can change that.
Oh, I see. So, like, because it's my screen we're being recorded.
It's fine.
Right, I get it. I get it. Because I can see in the little turn
I can see it,
that
so
no one else's
I
token
can
was
tell
named.
people. Zenith, what are you doing?
You're muted.
No, I don't think so, no.
You're muted.
Nope, still muted.
Or maybe it's a me setting.
Still
anyway,
muted.
we can do it after.
I need to stop doing that.
We'll do it between.
Okay, I'm gonna move to where I moved.
Yeah,
Move
okay,
it to.
cool.
I'm going to whoopa this little weird flying creature boy thing.
Yeah.
Disgusting. That is a 15. That's a 15.
15.
15. Everyone's favorite number. 15.
And it is 8 damage.
Yeah.
I know I didn't have to roll damage on that thing, but it's 8 damage.
What are you attacking?
I'm attacking with Thorn Whip.
Oh, Thorn Whip, yeah,
I'm
yeah. So yeah,
Doing a
it's
heckin'
like
whoopa.
a whoop-ha. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you throw the whip out, and it wraps around it in midair, and you just like boom, and slam it like straight down into the ground, and you can see it like just like snaps and crumples to the ground like a little wet curtain, and it's just dead on the ground. And there's just one rat left, and this girl here.
I'm going to use a bonus action, and I'm going to
Yeah.
cast Healing Word on this new friend of ours.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so just roll a d4 for that, and add your
6 points of healing.
6 points of healing. That's perfect. Yeah, you heal her up. You can see the bite mark and the puncture wound in her leg start to close up, and she's like, "Oh, thank you. Some of these snacks are for you, guy."
Thanks. That's it.
And but it's her turn now, and she is going to let me just mark this bat as dead, and she's gonna just mosey on a little bit over that way, and she is going to point at the rat with one hand still lifting up the tray of snacks. She's like, "These are my snacks," and she throws a hand out, and she is going to cast a spell of some kind, and that is 9 plus 3. That is indeed a 12, which will hit the rat. And let's roll for damage. Where's the
Big money.
big money? No whammies. That was a whammy. Yeah, she deals 2 damage to the rat with.
Jesus.
It just kind of like, pew, like glances off the rat's shoulder, and it just kind of like is hissing at her, and she's like, "Oh, that worked when I tried it last time." If I do, I'll mark 2 damage here. And yeah, that is going to be Belt. It is your turn now.
Belt is frickin' pissed. He's gonna fly around and he's gonna say, "She said they were her snacks." and attempt to bonk once more.
Do the bonk.
Do the bonk. That is a fucking natural 20.
Hey! So that is...
Before I bonk it, I do a sick shred. And then as I sickly shred, flick it round and just squish the rat.
Perfect. Roll the damage.
2d8, or do I just double the...
Just double the d8.
Okay. Big money. Cool. That is 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. I hope you don't mind cleaning blood off of your bandor, because you bring it down and it just absolutely crushes its skull against the pavement, and it just splats out, and like some blood splatters on the ground. It's like, oh, ew! But it dies.
That's what prestidigitation is for.
And then she's like, oh yeah, and she waves a hand and the blood starts to clean off. And she's like, oh God, thank you. Hey, you're Bri, right? You're the one with the tab at the bar.
I immediately like run up like between where like Brian where she's talking, and I'm kind of like assessing her wounds, and I'm just like, are you okay? Are they okay? Did I get them all?
Oh yeah.
I certainly am.
Oh yeah, no, like, oh yeah, no, I'm fine. Thank you so much for the healing magic.
You're
welcome. That was really clutch. Thank you. And she like hands you like a small little sandwich slice. Like, you want some?
Absolutely. And I just start like Zenith just starts baiting into it because he hasn't eaten all day.
You probably got there was food like around the college. Like there's like, you're not starved, but it's been the whole evening. So
you missed one. You and with Cole with his short bow still out, takes aim and fires at the keg.
All right, make an attack roll on the keg. Yeah, it's all happens in slow motion.
Okay, so that I don't know what a keg's AC is, but that is a 15.
Oh. Yeah, that hits the keg. Roll damage. If you roll more than like 4 damage, you puncture.
Ah, right. I rolled 5.
Yeah. So, Brian, you see Cole just go boing, and an arrow punctures the keg. Not like it doesn't like blow it open, but it does start to like bloop, 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 start to leak out of it. So you already have a tap going. Yeah.
He...
Well done, Cole. You saved us a job at the other end.
I got it.
He sprints over there,
Got you, buddy.
kind of grabbing the tap off the ground as he does, pulls the arrow out and stabs the tap into it. And it's like,
hey, lady, what's your name?
okay,
I'm Lorene
Nice.
Arneza.
Nice to meet you, Lorene.
Yeah. What about you guys? I know big guy's name, but what about you?
I'm Belt.
Zenith.
Belt. She like shakes her hand, and he's like, "Oh, thank you." And you're really drunk, friend?
This is Cole.
I'm Colio Solanum.
There he is.
Yeah, he is.
Isn't I? Well, I don't know if you guys were invited, but I'm heading up to the North Dormitories. I heard there was an after party, and I was bringing snacks for people, but I guess the rats must have smelled it.
That is good looking out.
Oh, great! We can go together. Yeah, and so you guys.
Our good friend Greta invited us, and also Rosie, Miff, and Bip.
Oh, they're sweeties. I mean, Rosie's a bit pushy, but I mean, it's fun.
I love
it's
her.
fun.
yeah, that's just where we went.
Yeah,
It's
it's
the
good.
whole thing.
Yeah, no, it's great. And you guys like chat back and forth as you guys make your way up to the North Dormitories. And Bri carefully carrying the keg so that it doesn't fall out. Yeah. So you guys get to the North Dormitories, no problem. Lorene actually knows the way. It's where she that she lives up there actually, and she and you can see like this whole dormitory, like it's pretty similar in design to the other dormitories, where it's a long corridor with rooms on either side like stacked. And you can see actually the whole dormitory is kind of like a small little party, and like people are out in the corridors like having fun and stuff and drinks and stuff. And you can see like the like towards the end you can see the big hulking shape of Rampart like down the way at the end. But like you hear it's like, oh, you guys, and Greta is like there like, and she like sprints up to you guys. He's like, hey, oh, you made it here. It's like, is that blood? And she like looks over at Lorene's like her like jacket sleeve, and she's like, oh my god, you would not believe what just happened. But first she's like, do you want a snack? And she's like, oh yeah. And she like takes a snack, and Lorene's like, so, oh my god, I just got attacked by all of these fucking rats in the middle of the courtyard. And Greta's like, oh, no way. And Lorene's like, yeah, but these guys saved me. And she like gestures to you guys, and she's like, and Greta's like, twice in the same day? Oh my god, you guys are absolute heroes. And like Greta like turns around and she's like, drinks for the heroes. And she like she's clearly pretty sloshed at this point, and like she leads you guys up to like have an absolute rager in the North dormitories. And that is there anything you guys would like to do specifically at this very very small party?
Simply just rage.
I think Zenith is going to be that drunk person who's like, he's pretty well on now with all his like wine afterwards. He's going to be that drunk person that's just like info dumping on people that will listen.
Yeah. Like, hey, did you know? And then
fully.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I'll also be like, sorry, no, I'll be when I can like keeping an eye on Cole.
Cool. Perfect. Are we back on the? Are we done with the combat?
Yes, we are. Sorry, I just changed it back. I just realized then that.
Yeah, no, that's
so
perfect.
Slow at that.
Yeah, no, we have shifted scenes.
Rye is probably
no, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, just so I can, if I needed to, like, so I can look back at my notes.
Yes. So I think Rye would probably be being a bit of a social butterfly.
Yes, we are.
Moving
Sorry,
through
I just
all
checked it back.
making himself known to everybody there, but committing no one else's.
I'm so slow at
Just
that.
like, spending a bit of time in each circle just to make sure that he's been seen. Maybe lingering a little bit around Rampart, because after that arm wrestling and seeing the size of it, probably a little
Rye would probably be
maybe I'm going to keep
being a bit of a social butterfly, moving through all the making himself known to everybody there, but committing no one else's name.
Can I just make like a general charisma
spending
check
a bit of time in each
advantage
circle just to make sure that
see
he's been
how
seen.
well you ingratiate
Maybe lingering a
yourself
little
with your
bit
fellow
around
students.
Rampart, because after that,
and everybody kind of being aware that like you kind of have Blar, and you brought a more drink, so people are like, hey, it's Brad.
Oh, it's the big one, isn't it? So 17.
17, yeah, no, that's perfect. Yeah, you go around like each of the rooms. There's like kind of like small groups and gatherings in like a couple of the different rooms. It seems like that people are just kind of like hanging out, getting to know each other and whatever. A couple of people are having a sneaky shift, but like it's just all, it's all good vibes.
So
and
17.
yeah, Rampart's just like, hey, big guy, what's it going? And he's just like really chummy and happy to see you. And you can hear like there's actually somebody singing. The girl that you met earlier, Aurora, is one of the rooms, like strumming and singing and like doing a little like jam session, and it's just like good vibes. And
I want to join in with that.
Okay, cool. Yeah. She's got kind of a small group of people listening, and she's like singing a really like very, very like sorrowful tune. She's got a very low timbre to her voice, so it's a very kind of like a sultry kind of mellowed out song. But you can join in if you like, if she will have you.
Hell yeah.
And she's like, oh hey.
All right, Aurora, how's it going? I'd like your pipes. Jam.
Oh, thanks. I mean, normally more of a solo act, but I mean, sure. What do you like to play?
I'll just follow you, girl. You go.
I mean, sure. And she starts like, she's got a lyre and she's like strumming along and singing. So yeah, you can make a performance check to if you can accompany her.
I'm not going to use the nat 1 dice because that is a 18.
18. Yeah. You give a really cool kind of almost like a bass line using the strings of the bandor for
there's a lot of
to
strings.
accompany
I
it.
can
And
use the lower one.
yeah, there's a lot of strings. Yeah. So you accompany her, and like as you like play along, she's actually like, yeah, and she like she changes up the song a little bit, and people in the room seem to love it. And she's like, oh my God, you guys are so good. You should try and get to you should play at the Bozan Tavern. They do open mic nights and stuff. Oh, you'd be so cool. And Aurora was like, thanks. And she's just like, oh, cool.
You can imagine Bri being pretty drunk at this point as well.
She's like deathly pale, but you can see she like blushes a little bit.
You did so good, Aurora.
I mean, yeah. I mean, so did you. I love your band door.
Yeah, it was my nana's.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah. This lyre's.
I can imagine Bri being pretty drunk at this point as well.
But yeah. Is there anything else anybody would like to do?
Just look after Cole, I guess, is all that's left on my agenda. Just make sure he's not
Perfect.
like
I
dying.
think Cole, having seen Zenith talking academics and talking the year off of academics, and Bri just kind of like schmoozing around the room and seeing Belt just slotting with these people. The drink kind of, it's that sort of, he's past being drunk and now he's just sitting in himself, and Cole just went to a corner of a room and just sat down all by himself and just watched everybody else just do what they were doing and just started to feel really shit. And just not able to talk to anybody, not able to speak or schmooze or join, just plucks the silver and navy lily out of his hair and just puts it down and is gonna skulk out of the party without being seen and just go back to the dorm and just be gone.
I would like Zenith to try and keep an eye on Cole if possible, but I assume Cole is very sneaky, so I can imagine him.
You can do another stealth check, and if you roll higher than a 15, you get away.
Okay.
That's enough spotting.
If I don't see him, or even if
that's a 21.
Yeah, you climb out a window.
Was he even
I would like towards the end of the night for Zenith to be looking for Cole and to maybe come across the flower, and if he does, take it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You definitely find the flower in one of the empty rooms, and you're like, oh, well, Cole. But yeah, Cole, you make your way back to your dormitory. It's pretty quiet here. There's no after party or anything. And yeah, your dirt bed is waiting for you.
Getting into dirt bed, feeling sorry for myself, and blacking out.
Cool.
Oh.
You wanted Declan drunk in college. This is what you get.
Yeah. Oh, bless your heart. But yeah. But you guys are free to, the rest of you are free to party on for the rest of the night. Depending on how much, I mean, Professor Sharpbeak did say, don't party too hard, you have class in the morning. But it is your prerogative whether or not you want to heed that warning.
Brian wants to instigate upside down push-up, like a handstand push-ups competition.
Hell yes.
That is absolutely sick. Yeah, you can totally do that.
Zenith would totally be trying to get people to go home, but like towards like a reasonable hour. He's like, oh come on, we got it. But he's too like not cool. He's like, okay, maybe I have to be cool and stick around his hands. So he's like, competition.
You see, I have my gymnast instructor says I do the best handstands of anyone who's ever paid him, and I'll show you. And then like the initial one he does, it's like a very expensive Fanta Black robe he was wearing, just inverts down over his torso while he's upside down.
See, I have my gymnast instructor says I do the best handstands of anyone who's ever paid him.
People, make an athletics.
I'll show you. And then like the initial one he does.
I don't think this would be like him starting the competition, because once the robe fell down, he would like probably right himself.
Robe he was wearing just inverts down over his torso while he's upside down.
Like there'd be underclothes, I imagine. Like it's not just like, you know,
his breeches.
Lion breeches.
His
I imagine once he,
then like
I don't think this would be like him starting because once the rope fell down, he would like
just like tie him up fast enough so they'll just like fall back down over his face again.
Then tie it up.
And then
back on there'd be underclothes. So athletics, like it's not just like, you know.
18.
But yeah, then
18. Yeah, you're able to hold that for a good while.
lying
And everyone's just like,
well, yeah,
and
just
somebody
climb
starts
up
to
past
feed
them,
you
so
like
then
a
just
drink,
fall
like
back out
food
over his face again.
as you're upside down.
And then
everyone's just like,
back on the handstand.
Kickstand. And yeah, yeah, everybody is like absolutely like having a great time. Greta tries to do it too, but like her center of gravity is a bit lower, and she kind of just tumbles.
I'm gonna fly and like to make her think that she's
okay, cool. I'll give her an assisted athletics check, so she's got advantage. Okay, cool. That was a 1 and a 17. So that's a dirty. She's able to like, I'm doing it, guys. I'm doing it, and she like starts to like do little like push-ups like with it.
It's just me flying up and down to like.
Yeah. And Redbart's like, you're doing great, Greta. And then so you guys party onto the night. You can pair off with whomstever you think would have you, and then I want everybody to roll a d10 Constitution modifier.
Ooh.
The 2 spinning top.
8.
I got
Yeah.
a 0.
Subtract your con.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got a.
I got a 4.
5.
0.
A 4. And a 0.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write these
The
down.
2
So
spinning tops one.
This might come up in the next session.
Oh, okay.
Bri, what did you get?
I got an 8, and my
I
con
was
is +4, so that would be a 4.
Oh,
a 4.
I got
Okay,
a
perfect.
4.
Bells, what did you get?
5.
An 8? An even 5. Okay, cool. And Cole, you said you got 8?
I'll go for
8.
it.
Okay, cool. And Zen
I
got
got
0.
8, and my
Rolled a
That's
3
perfect.
minus 3.
+4, so that would be a
Yeah.
4.
So actually, that is a very good thing, because this is to see how late you guys are to your first classes in the morning. So, you guys, through the night, wake up in the morning, and you are all like groggy. Your heads are killing you, and Cole. In fact, you're so tired you roll over in your dirt bed to get an extra 20, and you are unfortunately late to your first class, and Belt, you are 10 minutes late. Zenith, you are early, you fucking nerd. And Bri, you managed to get there just on time. And you actually see Zenith sitting in one of the desks for your first computational magic class.
You must have.
No, I just like class.
I'm very lucky to have a high resistance to celebrations.
I mean, same.
You
More than okay
must
to
have
put
cheated.
down, I tell you.
Yeah, you guys sit down. You see a very tall, fluffy white
I'm
owl.
very lucky to have a
waltz into the room with
high
big blue
resistance to
and he goes,
celebrations.
Welcome to computational magic. I am Dean Ibrahim. They call me the Dean of Theory because I
Take more
teach
than a
the
cake to put me in
unteachable.
the ground, I
In
tell
this
you
class,
that.
you will learn about the possibilities and theories that lesser minds would not be able to comprehend. Now let us begin with a case study of the Zelian-Yoshin paradox. And he waves a hand, and like holographic magic starts to like fill the classroom, and he starts to teach you guys his first lecture. Belt, 10 minutes late, dashing to where you pretty sure is where your class is, on the Prismari campus. You enter a room filled with, there's actually no chairs. Everybody's sitting on cushions on the ground. And there is a tall blue woman in like bald hair, big pointy ears. And she's got like frilly blue robes. You can see she's in the middle of introducing herself. It's like, I'm Dean Uvilda Mistcoiler. It is my duty to instruct you in the ways of the various elemental magics. Under my tutelage, you will learn to wield thunderstorms, ride the winds, sculpt. You're late.
I
And she
miss.
turns to you.
Sorry, I'm late.
Mm.
It's a big
Please.
campus.
Yes, it is. Please take a seat, and there's like an empty cushion for you to sit on. And she's like, I strive for perfection in all of my work, and that includes teaching. So let us get started. and she begins instructing her for your first elemental studies class. And Cole, feeling very, very ill, you saunter your way over to the Witherbloom campus for your first class, which is necromantic studies. You make your way in, and you actually see the teacher who got smacked in the face with a silk ball instructing the class. And she's delivering, she's talking to the class, and she turns to you, she's like, "You're late."
I'm half dead, so I think I'm passing.
You know what? I'll give you that one. Take a seat. And she sits down and is like, so I may repeat for those who did not first hear it. I am Professor Liliana Vess. Many people fear death, but here in Witherbloom we embrace it. And it is in our power that we draw from it. And with the right knowledge, it can be one of the most unstoppable forces in your arsenal. Now please open your textbooks. And that is where we are going to close off tonight's session. You guys made it through your first party, your orientation, and now you're starting your classes.
Nice.
My God.
Perfect. Oh, congratulations.
Thank you, Ralphie.
I think that went
Thanks,
pretty well.
Ralph.
Thanks, Ralph. It was a great session.
Oh no, that was so fun. I love parties. Wish I would have one someday.
Nice.
I was like not a party person at college at all.
Same.
So like this is like wish fulfillment completely. Like
I am so glad that Zenith was
I think that
ready.
went pretty
That
well.
is just perfect. for
That's
him.
Ralph. It was a great
that's
session.
so.
But I saw
unfair.
when you were like, "Oh, subtract con," I was like, "This has to be something good if I get it, or this has to be like golf." And I saw 3, and I was like, "Yes."
Perfect.
I think as well that like because
Yeah.
they share a room, maybe Brian woke up in the morning, kind of like, I guess I could wake him up, but I saw that mud on the back of my fancy robes, so maybe I'll just let him sleep.
Wonderful.
I think
Yeah,
as
you
well.
look so cozy
in
in
that
that
share
mug.
room, then Brian woke up
For
in
the
the
record,
morning,
tried
kind
to
of
wake
like,
Belt, but
I guess I
Belt
could
is
wake
a
him up.
loud sleeper.
but
Therefore,
I saw that
could
mud
not
on the
wake.
back of my fancy
Yeah, he like
robes.
he like
So
instantly
maybe I'll
smacks
just
you in the
let him
face with a
sleep.
wing. You know, it's just like okay,
Yeah,
cool.
that's what you woke up early.
Yeah, and you're heading to a completely different campus. So you're like just like okay, I gotta go.
No time for this.
Yeah. But thank you guys so much, and thank you to everybody in the chat and everybody who
Thanks,
tuned
chat.
in. We will be streaming this time again in 2 weeks' time. We will hopefully be doing a little recap in between, and we'll be rebroadcasting for anybody who missed this or is stateside. So thank you so much. Our VOD will probably be posted this weekend sometime. So thank you so much. You can follow us on Twitter, Arcavios Eternal. Same. We also have a TikTok under the same name, and and our YouTube is also the same name. So please follow us on all there. You can catch all the updates. And thank you so much. And remember, stay in drugs. Don't do school.
Bye, everybody.
Wait, what?
Bye.
Bye.